guys ever played Bugdom? Like Bug Kingdom? You don't remember that one?
No, never
It's
heard of it.
It's a real piece of shit, as I found out recently. I watched a speed run of it a couple weeks ago. And it's literally just a shit platformer where you play as a bug. But what they found out is you can roll around the stage at Mach 12 if you just push like 2 different keys or something. And just watching a piece of my childhood get destroyed like that was kind of a good feeling. Because it stayed relevant.
Why?
It stayed relevant. I thought no one knew about that game, but apparently it gets speedrunned every so often. Because you can just fly through every map at 4,000 miles an hour.
What games do you guys remember from like your childhood, like early education years or whatever?
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
Early education,
Carmen Sandiego.
fancy fucker.
Really? You played that?
Yeah, back in that same school with Oregon Trail. I mean, it had like all of the old classics: Carmen Sandiego, Oregon Trail, 4th grade. What were some of the other ones?
Wait, 4th grade was a game?
Yeah, you didn't play those? They used to have games for each grade level up till 6.
Oh, you mean like Jumpstart 4th grade and that shit?
I'm not sure what it was called, but it was like 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 5th grade Boogaloo, stuff like that.
Yeah, there were definitely those. I had those
Does anyone, I don't know if this is just an Australian thing, maybe it's just like a small education thing over here, but there was a game based around the talking car, and he went to a zoo.
That's Putt-Putt.
Yeah, Putt-Putt.
Okay, see, now we're getting to the root of it.
That always
The
scared
talking
me.
car threatening you.
Jackson could never beat that game, and it just stuck in his mind. So now he can't beat driving.
Gotta break into your home at night and rape your mother, little boy.
Yeah.
Jackson trying to click the X to get out of the game.
Yeah, Putt-Putt
Never
4
could.
was really weird. They went with a dark tone.
I never liked those games, though, when I was growing up. Putt-Putt, Freddy Fish.
What was the bear? There was the fucking honey bear as well that would teach you shit.
Pooh Bear? That was a TV.
There was an educational bear that was like in the Putt-Putt family. I remember that one. I remember when I was in 5th grade, we bought one of those for like, Jumpstart 5th grade, whatever. And me and my dad couldn't even beat it because apparently it was super hard. I thought I told that story before. So there's a Jumpstart game out there. It's either 4th or 5th grade. And it's about this like monster island where this evil doctor turns all the kids into monsters. And when the game starts, it's like, okay, you have to walk around the island and find each kid and turn them back to normal. And my dad and I played it at home. We thought it'd be a fun bonding experience, and we couldn't figure out at all what to do or where to go or how to get around. So eventually we just stopped playing it.
Your dad couldn't solve the arithmetic going on screen.
My dad, a fully grown adult, couldn't fucking figure out like Jumpstart 5th grade.
He never passed 5th grade.
And I've been wanting to find that game ever since and like stream it and conquer the hardest game I've ever played.
It's Clue
And then hold it over your dad's head the entire time.
Yeah, just be like, hey, Dad, you'll never guess what I beat. And he's like, you son of a bitch.
The
How
sleepless
could
nights
you?
I've had.
I can't believe the curse is broken.
I'm pretty sure you're thinking of the same thing I was. It's Clue Finders, not Jumpstart. I don't know what Jumpstart is, but Clue Finders is the 4th, 5th, 6th grade games.
Maybe it was. I don't remember.
Yeah,
All I
those
remember
games
is-
are classics.
Yeah. What about you, Kaya?
Oh, I didn't have educational games.
Okay.
I didn't have access to computers in school, not even in Germany.
What was
not
your
until college.
What
You
was
didn't
your
have computer labs?
Hmm?
You didn't have computer labs? Like
No.
rooms just with
No,
computers
not,
inside
not
them?
any. No, in college we did, yeah, but by that time I had my own computer at home, so I didn't need that.
Yeah.
I only ever really had I had an uncle who didn't really care about spending time with me or anything, so whenever he had to babysit me at his job, he would just put me in front of a computer and let me play the first Doom. And I sucked, so I always needed help from one of the coworkers to beat the levels.
Is that
That's
where you
pretty
got the
much my
porn
experience.
from? Didn't you tell a story about how you stole porn off your uncle or something?
No, that's my cousin.
Right. Okay.
I would
Close.
play Neverwinter Nights on his computer, but nothing educational, nothing like teaching me anything useful in real life. I'd just be shooting demons and that sort of stuff.
Well, that might be useful for Turkey. Andrew, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna make a joke on which decommissioned World War II equipment was his favorite to play with at school, but to bring on that point, how old were you when you were doing that, Kaya? When you were like doing Doom and all that shit?
I don't know, little kid, definitely
Okay.
either 10 or
Because
younger.
I remember, you remember when we played Siberia together, that really old shitty PC game? I remember
love Siberia.
Yeah, that was on my neighbor's computer, and I was fucking, I don't know, around that age when I started playing it. And I just distinctly remember by that point it wasn't educational games anymore either. It was just whatever was actually out played. You got to start them early. That's how you get them hooked. Man, fuck Siberia. Game sucks.
Yeah, it's a good game. For anyone listening, we're not talking about SY Beria, that game on Steam.
yeah.
or-
Oh,
Wait, how's
That's
it
what I
spelled?
thought you were talking about.
It's Cyberia, I believe.
Oh, like cyber.
Yeah, that one.
If
oh, that's the game we
like
streamed
Cyber-
at your house when Kaya
Yeah.
was here. That fucking sucked.
It fucking sucks ass. It
Yeah.
was, but back in its day, it was like, whoa, look at this thing. This is great.
It's such a turd, and there's two of them. So for anybody who wants to check that out, you should type it into Google. It's real
A
goofy.
real time capsule.
But at the time, it was groundbreaking.
You got to remember,
I get a
folks.
little bumped sometimes.
You got to remember, folks. If you ever want to look into that game, which is a real fucking time capsule, it's when the dancing baby image was the literal most popular thing on the internet. So take it with a grain of salt.
It was the height of 3D rendering.
It actually was.
Isn't
It was
fucking crazy.
apparently, I read into a bit. It was allegedly made as a like show off for high end graphics cards at the time, where it was like it was literally like if your PC can run Siberia, you've got a fucking monster machine. It's like the
Dude, 10 years
shittiest
from now,
game.
15 years from now, some kid is gonna be talking on his podcast about how he used to play The Last of Us 2, and compared to today, it looks so shitty, and it was
man.
supposed to be this cool thing that Sony made to show off how skillful they were.
I think about
and
that
they're
a
gonna be
lot.
making fun of The Last of Us 2.
Oh man.
I think about that a lot. How gaming is our technology that we're gonna complain about the old days. It's like, technology has advanced amazingly in recent years, especially electronics. But to some degree, we've always had communication. We've always had phones. Like most of the people alive today have had those kind of things. Games are just brand fucking new. And it's going to get to the point where when we're old men, we're going to be all like, I remember when my game had one single player and that's it. That was all you got for $60. Not 5 game modes and 20 online connections and 50 years of content.
I'm not gonna be complaining.
Oh, I
I
wouldn't
just
complain.
think I'm gonna be
It's just-
jealous. Like,
yeah, exactly. You're
this
jealous.
kid's gonna come at me like, you played God of War that didn't even have quantum ray tracing, Grandpa. That's so sad.
It's fucking bizarre to think about. I mean, it's the only technology I can really see that in our future will be just something that generations won't understand, didn't happen, didn't exist, we didn't have.
Have you guys seen Google achieving quantum supremacy?
What is
That
it?
was
does
the big
that
news like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
So
that a
quantum
racist thing?
supremacy. No, that would be funny, but no, unfortunately not. So quantum supremacy is when somebody is finally able to prove that a quantum computer is able to do something regular computers cannot. And Google apparently achieved this very recently. So Google is, according to themselves at least, the very first company who has achieved quantum supremacy and proved the superiority, the supremacy of their quantum computers.
How do you
Really?
So
prove
a lot
that?
of people are now,
How do you prove that?
they do a lot of this like number crunching and shit, I guess, that would take normal computers.
But they would have
millions
to
of years
use the quantum
complete.
computer to calculate that, since they wouldn't be able to prove it on the normal computers.
I don't know how it works. I'm not a quantum scientist or a programmer or anything, but from what I understand, they do all these big number calculations that would take millennia on regular computers, and apparently on a quantum computer, it took them like 3 minutes or something.
Wow.
So now people are saying that this could mean the end of encryption and Bitcoin, basically. All those cryptocurrencies and
By
stuff.
now.
Oh wow, I
Yeah,
didn't
it's a
think of
spicy
that.
topic.
That's pretty fucked. Holy shit.
But that means Coin has a chance.
Because
Well,
that
wait.
can't be encrypted.
Exactly. It's already public.
It's already broken.
And nobody wants it. It's immune to being decrypted.
That's right, baby. I'm telling
You couldn't have your
coming up.
coins taken if you get mugged.
Yeah, having no password means no one can ever steal your password.
People break into houses just to drop off their Sia coins because they have nowhere else to put them.
How are they still worth anything?
They're not. They're worth almost 1/10 of a penny.
And going down?
Almost.
Well, believe it or not, they're on the rise,
great.
Andrew. They're coming up. One day we might see half a penny.
Do you
Charlie, it
still own
sounds-
your Sia coin stockpile, Charlie?
You bet your ass I do.
What if Google, just to fuck with you, comes after your Sia coin specifically?
To test our quantum computers, we decided to target one thing no one cares about, and it's my Sia coin.
Eviscerates it from
I mean-
existence.
So honestly, that's what I would consider doing is, okay, let's do a real world test and to see if we can hack a cryptocurrency. Let's take one nobody even wants to buy and, so we don't hurt anyone, and I would go for Sia coin. And you being the only person who owns any, you'd be the one hurt, Charlie.
If I
That's
was
fine. That
Google
happened
and
in
they've
Maurice.
created a supercomputer that's able to crack anything within 3 minutes, I would topple the world government, crash the economy, and then put myself up as like the main force of power in the world. I guess they already are, but this would be more so. Like they just collapse everything and take control, and then we'll live on Google's pay wallet.
People are saying that, Google can do a lot of good if they share this technology and all that sort of stuff.
Why the
and
fuck would they do that?
Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that doesn't make money.
Yeah, why the fuck would they give up their competitive advantage in a brand new field? What I'm thinking is they're gonna use this new stuff to further socially data mine and engineer the rest of us. They're not gonna give that shit away.
They seem to forget that we live in America, a country where we fucking patent vaccines and medications. I don't think they'll be giving up a computer anytime soon for free. Nah.
No country would. It's not an American thing. It's not like Finland would just hand it out. It's like, oh, here's this $1 trillion technology. Here, have at it. Check it out. So the problem apparently is because quantum computers are still so expensive. Like, you can buy an IBM quantum computer for like $50 million.
I'll take it. I have to be the fastest in Fortnite.
Well, they're not
Technically-
They're not computers in the sense that you think they're computers, right? They're just like entire rooms of like server racks.
Yeah. Do you think we're finally
Yeah,
going to
that's
have
so-
those rich kids that have like they live in their parents' mansion and in one room is just their server rack and they have the fucking quantum computer for
They've got a
Fortnite?
whole basement for their computer.
Yeah. And all they're doing is
Yeah.
playing fucking Fortnite and shit on it.
It's 200 frames per
Think
second.
about
now.
it. So when you look at
not even
photos of
that
quantum
high.
computers, they look like steampunk shit. They have pipes coming out of them because apparently you have to cool them with liquid nitrogen and shit. It looks super cyberpunk. And all I can think is, well, that's what regular computers look like 40 years ago, right?
Yeah.
They would fill a room,
Regular-
IBM computers. So 40 years from now, little kids are going to be having quantum computers in their phones, I bet.
Regular
Those are gonna be
computers are
good.
fucking
That's so
awesome,
cool.
man. They used to have to to pull them out of the truck on cranes, and then they'd have to get a bunch of strong men to
Yeah.
wheel them up a ramp into the building. Like they used to be behemoths. They were crazy. Oh fuck!
And now I have one in my hand. It's pretty crazy.
Take that, boomers.
The future is fun.
Yeah,
I think the future is fun. I want to see more of it.
I do too. But you're gonna need money to see more of the future, and you know what helps you get some money?
A job.
If you have a job, or it helps you
A
get
what?
money if you can hire people to do your job to improve your business, get your work done.
Oh, actually, we have a working anecdote for that. So the boys and I, spoiler alert, we're thinking about making a mobile game. So for that, we're going to need artists, programmers, and shit. And where the fuck are we going to find all those, Charlie?
ZipRecruiter.
Why are we going to use
Tell 'em
ZipRecruiter,
more.
Charlie?
Because ZipRecruiter is the most efficient way as an employer to find good employees and as an employee to find good jobs. We're talking about the future, and ZipRecruiter could set yours up. Tell them about it, Andrew.
That's true.
That's completely true because they have powerful matching technology. ZipRecruiter will scan thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience and invite them to apply for your job. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter will analyze each one and spotlight the top candidates so you never miss a great match. And I'm also going to level with you on the down low. If you're an employer and you're looking for a bunch of employees and you're running like a big company or you have a pretty good job, you are going to get so many shitty resumes. Just so many unqualified, underqualified people who shouldn't even be there. Do you really Want to waste precious hours having to read through all that just to go, nope, garbage. ZipRecruiter is going to give you the best ones and go, yeah, I think you should check these out. Don't worry about it. I got your back. ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within their first day. Think about it. That means at the bare maximum, 24 hours to find qualified candidates for your job. That, in the modern business world, is insane. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/official. That's ziprecruiter.com/OFFICIAL. ZipRecruiter.com/official. It is the smartest way to hire. You don't even need a quantum computer for it. You can use your regular old laptop, your desktop, your phone. ZipRecruiter.com/official. Check it out. Get some people.
Mm-hmm. They might have quantum computers. We don't know.
What do you think is the most promising technology coming up in the next decade or so?
Quantum computers.
Sounds a good conversation.
Probably, yeah.
Honestly, probably quantum computers off the top of my head. That's really, really impressive. Because, I mean, as it gets smaller, you can just add more of it. And then when you add more of it, the whole thing just gets more powerful.
What about that thing that China's doing with your stem cells or whatever? I feel like we talked about it before, but...
Oh, yeah,
kind of,
CRISPR. That
yeah,
too.
CRISPR is the one I'm most excited about.
Well, is that the most
was wild.
impressive or the
That
one you're
too.
most excited about?
I think most impressive.
fundamentally changing like a body's makeup is pretty damn impressive. That's playing God in like the most
true.
simple sense.
That's true.
Not increasing your Fortnite resolution or frame rate. That doesn't really impress me.
Hey, now.
No, quantum computers are super impressive.
They're incredibly impressive.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind a lot of as much shit as games get and gamers get, the progress in games often translates to other areas. Like Nvidia makes graphic cards, and now they are trying to more and more move into the self-driving car business.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
That's thanks to their graphic cards and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What kind of like progress are they
Nvidia
making
is
there?
all over the place. They are, neural networking, machine learning, self-driving car technologies, all that sort of stuff they're now moving into because GPUs are, I suppose a little easier to develop than CPUs. If you've noticed, we've kind of hit a plateau on Moore's law. The law says that every couple of years, our computational power is supposed to double.
Yeah.
That's not happening anymore. When's the last time we moved from 4.2 gigahertz to, I don't know, 6 or 7?
I actually know part of the reason for that
kinda stuck
specifically
here.
on processors. It's because you can't speed up how fast it's either the particles move or something like that, but the electrons. So that's why most processors coming out now don't really increase in speed, but number of cores. So they're not getting faster. They're just doing more things at once. And that's the problem they're trying to overcome because it's like, how do you speed up electrical signals? They've gotten to that point.
But it all starts, a lot of this shit starts with games, right? Ray tracing and such. You want your game to look realistic, and whoops, before you know it, Unreal Engine moves into the architecture business. And now you have people rendering realistic apartments in it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's fun. I think games get a lot of shit, but there's a lot of new ground being broken in that field, just even as a byproduct.
I mean, you got to remember all the side applications for all this stuff that we don't even see. I mean, think about all the, I don't know, what if you're building a flight sim for a computer, for a aircraft? You just have NVIDIA render the whole thing out so you can see what it's going to look like or what it's going to do. Think about all the hospital tech where they need to, like, generate what a limb would look like with high res so they can fuck with it.
Did you see the new Microsoft Flight Simulator? They're using brand new cloud.
Yeah,
I did. It
Cloud
looks
server
amazing.
technology. Yeah, it really does look pretty fucking cool.
That fucking game, you can zoom in like a mile away and it's still just HD textures and looks
You
incredible.
could fly by someone's apartment in your F-17 jet and look into their living room.
Well, you're
And see them actually in
the,
real
the
life.
crucial part is they're using. What they do is they use Bing Maps.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Imagine like a GTA game using Google Maps. That would be so cool.
It's just so much
Shoot your neighbors.
processing power. That's why it's
Yeah.
never been done before. I'm pretty sure they actually tried something like that with Crackdown 3, but they couldn't get it working.
No, Crackdown 3 is a very different ball game. They wanted to do like cloud computation for real-time destruction
Yeah.
stuff and then gave up halfway through.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is real neighborhoods and cities. The same way Flight Simulator is doing. That's cool. I don't know. Yeah, I can't decide. You guys, I mean, Charlie's right. CRISPR is kind of cool too. And I feel like the
I'm
Chinese
fully
are
on
gonna
CRISPR's team. CRISPR's
way
the coolest.
outdo everyone else in that field because I feel like they would not really be held up by ethical laws. I mean, they would just experiment like motherfuckers on human beings.
Well, that's what they're doing,
I think
right?
they're gonna make big leaps.
Isn't that what was that report where they're using their prisoners as like live subjects for their gene modification technology,
fuck?
CRISPR?
What the fuck?
I'd believe it.
Do you mean
Yeah.
if we want to get CRISPR'd, we just need to commit a crime in China?
No, if we want to just reap the benefits of Chinese CRISPR technology, just let them keep doing what they're doing, I guess. The report was them about harvesting organs from people while they were still alive and using their
Fuck me.
CRISPR technology to mutate their genes while they were still alive.
Well,
Some
we will
literal
remember you,
underground-
brave
Oh, yeah.
patriots.
That's some
who
literal black
sacrificed
market
yourself
shit.
for our CRISPR.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's fucking
Well, it's not
disturbing.
a black market if it's official.
That's some regular market shit.
Yeah, that was. There was a whole big report about that recently. I'm surprised more people didn't talk about that. Shit was like actual supervillain.
So what if, like, you know, they have these big protests going on right now. What if a big government helicopter unleashes some Hulk-like monster? It's like Nemesis from Resident Evil to mow down the protesters.
Just fucking
Like, he
deploys
used to be
Mr.
one of
X.
you, but we CRISPR'd him. CRISPR'd him real good.
Like that
Jumps out of
visual
a
lot.
helicopter. Yeah, that'd be fucking cool.
He's got a big
It's
ass
like a
rocket.
Hollywood movie.
He's got a big rocket launcher and a tentacle arm, just whipping it around through the crowd.
It's basically a prototype.
That'd be so
the protagonist or Baraka just going around. Dude, that would be funny. I wouldn't support it, but I mean, you'd have to be impressed.
That would be really crazy shit.
Yeah. I think that'd be the first time in a long time I actively shit my pants.
Oh yeah, because then you'd have that looming threat of what if they send Mr. X over here? Oh yeah.
Oh, I would immediately. I love communism. Long live the party. I pledge my life to the Chinese. I would convert within a heartbeat. Are you kidding me?
Well, what about
That would
nukes?
be
We could
quite
still,
a show
we could
of
still
power.
nuke the CRISPRs.
That's not true. Nemesis and Mr. X could fucking eat those. They probably live off them like Godzilla.
They love it.
That's what's happening with
Yeah, they're probably
China's
CRISPR to
nuclear
like
stockpile.
radiation.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's so scary, man. How much restraint do you guys think the Chinese leader is just showing and not just nuking Hong Kong right now?
Well,
'cause he could,
they
but
don't
he's trying
want
to
They don't want
not.
to glass it. They want it for themselves. They want to take it.
Okay, not glass it, but let's say just have a couple of planes fly over to drop some chemical warfare shit and choke all the protesters. How much restraint do you think he's having? Because he could. No one's gonna stop him.
I mean, wouldn't that cause the same problem though? Then you have chemical weapons all around where you want.
Yeah, but maybe we don't know what's exactly going on behind the scenes in the mainland. Maybe everyone's CRISPR'd to be immune to the chemical warfare.
They've started early.
Ooh. Yeah, like they put all the CRISPR in the water, like they
Exactly.
put the fluoride in the water.
Yep.
Ooh. What if every Chinese person is super strong? They just don't know it.
Why would they make their general populace super strong?
Because fuck the protesters, am I right?
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Point.
We're going to make everyone superhuman.
So they can overtake us.
If everyone's superhuman, no
Well,
one's
okay, so-
superhuman.
Well,
Exactly,
everyone in
so
China is
counterpoint.
except us.
Yeah, but Charlie, it would be as if China is like, what is that home planet where Superman is from?
Krypton.
Krypton.
Like that. Krypton, yeah, like that place where to each other they're pretty much normal, but to the rest of us they're superhuman.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us because they're not on Krypton. They're just across the ocean. They could easily make that journey.
They could probably
Yeah,
jump
no,
across.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm just saying, if I was the Chinese government, I would do that. I would like my nation to be stronger than every other
I get
nation.
you,
So
I
I
get
would
you.
totally CRISPR their water supplies and make their dicks bigger and muscles bigger.
But then that empowers your nation. If a nation is fueled on like keeping the working class where it is, I feel like they would still want to.
Yeah.
There's probably
Keep-
different levels
Yeah,
though.
but
Like the upper,
you
the
empower
upper
your-
the,
echelon could be
higher
police
social
too.
social level you get to, the more CRISPR enhancements you can have.
exactly.
Ah.
I actually
Right.
Wouldn't that
really
cause
in
a
the future.
revolt, though?
No, you just reminded me though. That's kind of something happening in America to a certain degree with hipsters. I was watching something about a guy that installed a hard drive into his thigh just so he could store files on himself. So we're getting there, baby.
That's cool.
Wouldn't that poison your?
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, wouldn't
Yeah.
that really affect you?
I don't know. He turned his body into a Wi-Fi hotspot so he could store files in his thigh.
That's cool. I like that.
The life of the party.
Yeah, it's kind of useless if you ask me, but it's good for him.
So you tell me it's useless if you're stranded in the desert and you go, oh, I'll call for help. Oops, no signal. But that man is signal.
Oh, he's
He
still going to
won't-
connect to something. He's
Yeah, he
just not
still
near a
needs his
router out
phone.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. All right, so you should have been a phone tower then.
Luckily, I brought my modem along with me.
Just put it in your ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just put a fucking phone
Huge
tower in
phone
your
tower.
digestive tract, and then you'll always have signal.
Walking
You'll never be lost again.
But the tower still has to connect
what's
to
that?
something.
What's that lump on your head? Oh, that's just a satellite. I had it implanted.
Yeah,
This
he,
is a
Chinese
walking
probably
internet
could just
facility.
CRISPR that into you.
yeah, he even said that too. He's like, if I leave the room, the connection goes with me, so it could be a really cool power play. I give the internet
So
and I take it
fucking dumb.
away. Yeah.
Ugh, loser.
I think
No,
that's
No, I
cool.
think the Chinese got it right. They can probably just CRISPR one of your lymph nodes to radiate Wi-Fi.
Sounds cool.
Doesn't CRISPR have to be applied before you're born, though?
Nope.
No. Really?
I don't think so. I'm not
So
sure.
what, if you add the genes to make you 5-inch taller or something like that,
Well,
you're
that's
just
not-
going to...
That's not how it would work. So if you wanted to do taller, what you'd probably... I'm no CRISPR scientist. I'm not certified by the Chinese board or anything, but I imagine what you would do is you would put something in that would reopen your epiphyseal plates, which then would allow you to grow more possibly. It wouldn't
Or what I
guarantee
would
it.
do is CRISPR in lizard genes and then cut off your legs and let them regrow taller.
That is something you can do
yeah.
that. You could do that.
Ooh.
Maybe
okay,
not on
I'm
humans,
cutting off
though.
my dick.
That's putting a lot of trust in it.
Wait, did lizards have dicks?
I know. I'd have someone else try it first.
I'd
Grow
still
a
wouldn't be good enough.
cloaca or something, like a little hole.
Yeah. 2 holes, 1 place. Fuck.
It's really cool stuff though. But yeah, one thing they're doing right now is just mixing a whole lot of animal DNAs together and making like weird chimera.
I love in the lab to just see how that goes, like Frankenstein. What do we have now? We have cow and we have a snake. Throw some bat in there, see what happens. It'll
Yeah.
be cool.
They should
They
make
did that-
dinosaurs again.
Oh, of course you'd say
Oh.
that.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
And then
though.
they
so
should always
fucking
open
cool.
some sort of theme park where you could go look at them on an island. Wouldn't that be neat?
Oh, this is my dream. All right, Chris is my
Yeah,
favorite.
but they could break out.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
why
no,
you
you have to make
program
them
them
all.
with,
You have to
like,
make them
yeah.
all females so they don't reproduce. It'll work fine.
You CRISPR them to make them break out, so then it's like cool. You get to relive Jurassic Park.
CRISPR's not mind control though.
Yeah, it's not like programming.
Well, it kind of is, isn't it?
Evolution is, in a
right.
way, you could bind them with the instinct to break out but never hurt
we,
humans.
we have to scientifically
it's-
engineer
it's-
them to break out every day at noon and then return to their pens by 1.
Isn't-
It'll take
isn't
many
CRISPR
years.
just biological programming, though?
That's a fair
feel it.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you could do that to some degree. I don't know if it'd be perfect.
So biological programming versus quantum programming. Which one has the edge here? I'm starting to think we're
biological,
gonna
because
have
I'm biological. No.
No, but I'll be a traitor. I don't give a shit. I'll fucking put my brain in a vat. I'm thinking at some point we're gonna have a war between biological life forms and like Terminators.
Yeah, all we ever need to do is build the first self-improving robot, and once that happens, it will outpace us. Done.
But we can CRISPR ourselves to be self-improving too.
Not to the
But-
speed of a computer.
What if we tell the robot it
You
can
don't
never
know
be
that.
mean to us?
Does that mean that,
Oh, yeah,
that
that'll
dude?
work.
Yeah, that really
Does
works.
this, does this mean with the dude with the like what do you call it? The hard drive on his leg is like the Jesus Christ of this movement, like the
No, he's
chosen
gonna be-
of both races.
Fuck
No.
no.
When everyone evolves, he's going to be
No.
thrown in a dumpster.
Yeah, he's going to be outdated
Yeah.
tech. Who still
I look
uses
at this.
Wi-Fi? I use Quantum-Fi. Ugh.
Yeah, 2 terabytes of data. Oh my god! Just refurbish this loser. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
You bum.
But yeah, one self-learning
I don't know. I'm
computer
leaning
and it's
towards
over.
machine.
I'd bid on
I think-
machine as well.
I think we can beat machines as long as we program them to be nice.
Machines need power. I just need food.
You're not gonna
And
program
air.
them to be nice.
And sunlight and
All
water.
you need to do is just say, you can't hurt me. And then he has to not hurt
They
me.
have
Yeah.
to follow the first
Yeah,
law
ask-
of robodynamics.
But then
or
he can
whatever.
build a robot that doesn't have to follow that first law, and then you're fucked.
But then I'll tell that robot that he can kill that robot.
And he won't want to. He'd have no reason.
Well, then
yeah,
I'd-
you just go. You don't get to tell me anything. Have you not watched the Animatrix? Unless you have Neo on your side, you're done.
Yeah, you don't have a Jesus. Where's your Jesus?
the guy
You
with the
need a
hard
chosen
drive.
one.
Yeah.
No.
There's already been a documentary of this whole thing. Like
What?
With Will Smith.
The
and
Matrix
Matrix
was a
Reloaded.
No,
documentary.
iRobot.
It's such a good movie, too. iRobot's great.
iRobot is a good movie, yeah.
I love that movie.
Remember, the
that's
robot
fun.
was a good guy in the end.
Sonny, that's right.
Yeah, but the other robot was a bad guy. The whole point of the movie was that a robot killed a
Who
human.
won at the end? Who won at the end, Andrew? Will Smith did.
No,
Yeah, but
and
it's
he
a
was
movie. Yeah, but okay, so movies are biased because they're made by bio life forms. Has there ever been a movie where the Terminator wins and all the robots start jerking off about how great they are? No.
Because
That's
it can't
bias. That's
happen.
Hollywood bias.
You just gave me an interesting idea. If machines do start self-improving and like get self-awareness and stuff, how would they entertain themselves? Would they make their own movies?
they don't
They
need to,
can't.
though.
They're not funny. Robots aren't funny.
Robots don't need to be entertained. That's the thing you're not remembering about robots. You guys need to sleep and eat and breathe.
Why would they?
They don't need
Surely
shit.
they'd have to have some kind of personality or like behavior to want to self-improve, right? They wouldn't just.
Well, no. If we're
And,
building
like-
a self-improving robot, it could literally build whatever it wants. So if it goes, you see those humans over there? They need to sleep. I'll build a robot that never sleeps. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why would
that
they
easy.
do that? Why would they want to do that?
Well, if it's a war, it's going to try to win. That's the whole point.
But why does it want to war us?
Self-preservation. What Andrew is saying, they might have a single drive, which is self-preservation. But unlike humans, they don't need to sleep or eat for that, or fuck.
Yeah.
They just exist and build more, and then they take over.
Yeah, but if
It's not
they
like-
want things like that, then they have they clearly have desires. So then we just make movies for them, and then
To move propaganda movies to convince
Okay,
them not
yeah.
to kill us.
What? So we're gonna be their slaves, Jackson? That's my point.
yeah.
We're gonna
We're
make
the- no,
movies
no, no,
for
no,
them,
no, no,
pick their
no.
cotton.
they will show them Adam Sandler or something. They'll be entertained, and so then we'll like have a symbiotic relationship.
Well, I don't think they'll be
Where they
very
won't
entertained if we
symbiotic,
show Adam
Jackson.
Sandler.
They're
They
gonna
can't
put us in
entertain
zoos.
themselves. They can't entertain themselves because they're robots and they can't make entertainment. But we can.
You're
You
acting
don't
like the
know that.
reason
All the
that they're
Marvel
trying to kill
movies
us is
are
they're
so
bored.
formulaic.
That's not the problem.
Jackson, you could write an algorithm to make a Marvel movie in 5 minutes. Come on, the robots can do that. They don't need us. Let's
Yeah,
be
but would
real
they
here.
find it entertaining?
Do we? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, maybe they find the classics like Shawshank Redemption more entertaining than Marvel movies. Maybe they
And you
need
can't.
that.
Yeah, you can't write that.
yeah,
so
humans
what
can't
would
write
you
that.
consider entertaining to a robot?
One
Like
to
two
zeros.
blenders fucking what?
What would be the best movie you could write for a robot? Will a computer brain get so advanced it can get bored?
Yeah, it
Well, that's
has
what I'm
to.
asking. If
Yeah,
Yeah,
like we're basing all of this on the premise that they have like feelings and emotions.
Okay, so what would a robot want us watch in a movie? I feel like it would want really boring shit. Like it would just watch a movie where it's like a still life documentary, like watch this computer calculate things for 20 hours, and they would watch all 20 hours.
Well,
I think that's what they would like.
racist. Why are you painting all robots into that corner of being boring? Maybe they're
You're like,
on.
yeah, debug that shit.
Oh, baby. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I think she missed a 0. Oh.
Oh, division by 0. Oh, throw an exception. Yeah, baby. Yeah, money shot.
Maybe they're on a whole different level of entertainment than us, though. Something that we can't even comprehend.
Maybe their like movies would be the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
They'd just be really fucking good action and comedies.
I think if we're basing a robot off of us, and if you consider
Why would we do
advanced,
that?
well, you're considering advancement requiring emotions and boredom and all that shit. What I'm saying is, if we're basing the robot off of our brains and we're advancing it beyond that, I think the robot's entertainment would be its own imagination. Like if it were bored, it would just make shit up forever.
Maybe the act of improving something, though, Andrew, is to remove those limitations and those emotions.
Okay, then yeah, you would definitely lose the robot war. If it has,
Me, I could be their prophet. I could tell them. I could do something for them.
like what? They wouldn't have any use for you.
Like
I could
what?
be like the worm tongue. I could report on human.
You know what
troop
would
movements
happen,
or something.
Jackson? Here's what would happen. You would walk up and you go, "Hi, my name's Jackson, and I'm here to be your liaison between man and machine. I can do it." And they would full body scan you, and they would go, "We've detected there's a man with a higher IQ than you in Singapore. You are no longer needed," and they would vaporize you instantly.
Just
Yeah.
Singapore, hey?
Jackson, you're literally just describing the Matrix again. You remember Cypher, the traitor who was gonna give the robots all the information about the humans? They killed him at the end.
Yeah.
Or he got killed somehow. You're not getting
He
away.
got killed
You're
on
not
the
winning
ship,
war
right?
here, buddy.
I think he got killed by the. Yeah, he got shot by a laser gun, didn't he? On the ship.
I don't remember, I'll be honest.
I'm talking about the first one. I think.
Wait. Isn't he the one where Agent Smith transferred his mind into him?
That's the
that
second
too.
one.
So that's a factor
Yeah.
too. Charlie and Jackson, like robots are gonna be able to put their own code into human beings.
What? How? I'm not machine. They can't do that.
Do you think that'll be a
I don't know,
contentious
using an
issue?
old rotary phone.
I actually want to bring that up. Do you think that'll be a big political issue if we get like AIs and robots that advance? Do you think there'll
I
be
think
like
that'd be a bit more than a
racists?
political issue if they can override us.
No. So let's say no, not override.
Let's see
not
what the
override,
suits
sorry.
in Wall Street have to say about
go to-
this.
You go to Vegas and a slot machine takes over Charlie.
He starts vomiting coins.
Yeah, I'd be a little angry.
So I was getting too far ahead of myself. Let's say we're in the preliminary stages of that. We're working towards the robot stuff. Let's say we have robots and they have personalities and they can be fucked and love and all that shit. Do you think that we'll have like robot racists? Like people will have robot girlfriends and they'll be like, "Get out of here, you gizmo! You're not welcome in
Yeah, of
here,
course we
you
will."
bucket of bolts."
Whoa.
Yeah, like really offensive
We're gonna
shit
have to
to
bleep
them.
that.
Like Blade Runner shit. What do they call the robots in Blade Runner?
Replicants.
No, that's the correct term. That's the correct term.
That's what. Yeah, you asked what do they call them in Blade Runner, and I told you.
No, I meant like just like the slang, the
Oh.
slur for it, like skin something.
Skinwalker, I think.
Ooh,
I can't
that's a hard
remember
R
that.
at the end.
Yeah.
Well, what
Oh,
if the
sorry,
racism is
Skinwalker,
in the
I meant.
opposite, into the opposite side, where like it's Alita Battle Angel and they call you a meatbag if you're all human?
Yeah. I feel like that's probably going to be the future. Like, if you're all human, you're just some, like, redneck or some garbage.
Yeah.
You need some augments.
Do you think just like procedures that they do in certain cultures, like circumcision and all that other stuff, do you think eventually we'll have a culture where it's like, and your baby's out, and now we'll drill in his cyber eye? Here we go.
Yeah, let's replace
It's
all
a
its
beautiful baby
all its
boy, and
organs.
here's his jetpack. We installed it perfectly, no complications. Just something like that.
So, are you sure you don't want to replace his heart with an RTX?
It's really
2080
good.
Ti?
It's got 4 cores, 4 valves. Like, I think we'll get there.
It was Skin Job, by the way.
At what? Oh, Skin Job. I was close. At what point though do you think that we just won't even have children? We'll just build robot children
Why?
because they're
Why
more
would we do
efficient.
any of this?
Imagine if your little son,
That's what
little
CRISPR
Bobby,
is.
is in 3rd grade and he can jump 10 feet in the air.
Why
Wouldn't
don't
you
we
be
just
so
make us
proud?
more efficient? Why don't we just
Well, we're gonna
bioengineer
die.
us, though?
Yeah, that's what CRISPR is. CRISPR is so a lot of scientists have problems with CRISPR because they think it's going to lead to a whole lot of racism because they're going to have parents going, "I want my child to be blue-eyed and blonde and muscular."
Do you think
They
that's
can be whatever
morally
they want.
wrong?
Who cares?
Do you think that's morally wrong?
No,
Or if
it's
you-
about time we took the power from God or whatever.
I think it's morally wrong. I don't think it should be illegal.
Jackson, that might be the funniest thing you've ever said.
Maybe.
I want that immortalized somewhere on your grave. Just, here lies Jackson. It's about time we took the power from God. That's the most heroic thing I think I've ever heard. I've watched a lot of movies.
That'll be our battle cry.
All right, Adolf.
But yeah, I agree that it's morally wrong. I mean, you shouldn't play God like that. But at the same time, I don't know. Can you really stop?
Might as well.
Can you really stop people though? Is that something that you think you could tell them like, no, you're not allowed to do this?
Oh God, no. They'll just move to China and they'll buy it there. They're gonna go to China and say, "I would like my kid to have cat paws with claws."
Oh God.
Tiger whisper, like a lion's mane and blue eyes, blonde mane. You're right. I want him to be an Aryan tiger lion. It'll happen. I'm sure once the technology is there.
Yeah, once the technology exists, you can't really put it back in the bag. I don't think there's been one single occurrence of us like making a technology and then just completely banishing
That
it
is
from
super
existence.
false. That's very false.
All right,
In
well, what is
fact,
it?
Self-driving cars were a thing in the 90s for a little bit, but it didn't take off.
And
they
where
just
are they now?
Well,
Yeah,
now they're
coming
coming back, but they were on the shelf and just taken away for like
That's
a
not
decade.
taken away. They're
No,
back.
yeah, I think Charlie, what you're getting confused is when he says taken away, he doesn't mean like not popular or not developed. He means just removed from society and history.
Outright. You
yeah,
mean.
like
Gotcha.
you could make the same case for VR and what is it, turbine engines? Like for a while, neither of those were anything. They were just pipe dreams, and now they're big
Or even
things.
nuclear missiles. They're not really making any more of them.
No, it's not that they're not making more of them. It's just they're still using that technology and that research.
Well, that's what I mean. Now that nuclear missiles exist, that whole
Yeah.
bag is open.
But that's exactly that's a good.
You think
question.
that's going to stop like China from making nukes just because the treaties have been signed?
Yeah.
If they ever really need to.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Then has there been a technology that we've discovered or invented, and then suddenly we just stop because we go, oh, we don't need
I
this.
don't think there's
No.
been a single one.
Yeah.
Well, if there
Yeah.
was, we wouldn't know
Charlie-
about it.
Your point even supports the point we're making. It's, in the 90s, self-driving cars, the idea existed, then it kind of died down, but inevitably it came back.
Yeah. Same.
Now we all consider it to be the future.
Same with VR. Same with fucking augmentation. Same with all this shit.
That was actually something
I don't
you
know.
just reminded me of something I've been thinking about. It seems like everything new that comes out is kind of just an extension of things that have already existed that just weren't popular. Self-driving cars, VR, stuff like that. One thing though, toys. Children's toys have never ever changed since the fucking 70s. A modern children's toy is still designed the exact same way, the exact same everything as the toys back in the 70s. So why do you think toys still suck ass?
How do you improve the wheel?
What are you talking about? Like, these are literal, like,
What do you mean toys?
It's an analogy. You have a fucking 3-year-old kid who goes ba 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 plane. You give him a little airplane, he's gonna throw it at the wall and laugh. You give him a fucking advanced cybernetic plane, he's gonna throw it at the wall and laugh. Why do you need to improve toys? You don't.
because you should, because what if I want to play with them?
Then go buy your Legos, you sick fuck.
Yeah,
I
but
feel-
it's not going to make a difference. Your daughter's always going to want to play with a doll. It doesn't matter if the doll
Exactly.
can speak and walk and has
Yeah.
a personality.
You don't need to advance toys. That's why you don't bother. Why you can? I mean, if you're even talking about that, they already have the iPad. Is the newest
Yeah,
toy.
that's what I was just
Ooh,
about to
that's a good
say.
point.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I feel like the dynamic has shifted away from toys. That's why there's no
Yeah.
massive improvements there, because you've already got computers in kids' hands at 3 years old.
Exactly.
That is a
You've
very
already
good
got that
point.
entire.
I mean,
world.
remember the fucking Microsoft store where literally every free computer had a 5-year-old on it playing Fortnite. It's just they're starting earlier and earlier. That's the new toy.
I still feel like 1930s kids were playing with little shitty dolls made out of straw. I still feel like just the core toys have still improved over that time.
No, like the street. I was
That was
watching
war
Vin-
times.
maybe
That doesn't
the ma-
count.
yeah, maybe
What
the
do you mean
materials.
1930s.
Your doll's not going to be made of asbestos anymore, but it's still going to be a doll.
That's still an improvement. It's not like they haven't changed.
So then you're destroying Charlie's argument. Charlie, do you have a response?
Yeah, because they have not changed. You're going with literal like bears made out of sticks with little eyes glued on them. But I'm
Yeah,
talking
did
like
they
in
have
the
little
70s.
RC race cars back then, Charlie?
They did in the 70s, and they still do the exact same way, same technology today.
No, you can fly drones now.
Kids can't. Drones
we
are made.
gotcha.
Drones are made for adults.
There's still
Well, that's
kid,
just
there's
a
kids
societal
toy.
thing.
No, there's kid toys that make drones. There's kid drones. I've seen
The
them.
line is
little
very
helicopters?
blurred, Charlie. You live in the age where 40-year-old men buy My Little Pony dolls.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
You got to remember, toys have literally shifted demographic because kids want video games and apps and all that shit, whereas the adults are the ones that go, how about we play a board game? Ah, yes. A regular old sit-down board game. That'll be fun. I was actually reading an article on that a couple days ago. Kids just are killing the board game industry because they don't want to play them anymore. They find them boring. Yeah.
Neither do I.
So board games now have to specify for the niche audience of people our age who want to like play interesting different board games. Because kids don't want them. That's
Yeah,
it.
busy.
I'm too busy to play board games. Fuck you, board
I'll
games.
pass.
But yeah, the demographic for toys is changing. Maybe that's why toys aren't evolving, because the really simple kid shit has no market anymore. So the adult toys are the ones getting changed and adapted. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But can you think of where technology would be if only our toys were better?
Very shitty place.
Sex dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sex dolls and hovercrafts.
What's a toy you would make, Charlie?
I don't know, like a dick
All the
suckomatic.
technology you have
That's an
CRISPR, you have
adult toy.
quantum computing. What's a technology you would make?
Ooh, real Yu-Gi-Oh AR. So like back in the show, I'd have like a stadium setup that would project the cards. Oh fuck yeah.
Weren't you just bullying
Like
people for buying
Mysterio.
pony dolls?
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is for men though. What are you talking about?
Well, clearly so is ponies.
Yeah,
If
that's true.
40-year-old men are buying it, then it's for men.
That's a good question, though. We can extend it to the three of us. If you had to make a new toy, what would you make?
Okay.
Specifically a toy, not just like a computer or a video game or something. A toy. Do you guys have your answer? Because I have mine.
Well, you can go. I'll think about my answer.
I want advanced modern laser tag. I want to take laser tag, but make it so like you have like full guns with different fire modes and grenades that are like holograms, all that kind of shit. Actual feedback, so if you get shot, you can feel it. I want that. I think that'd be cool. Cool as fuck.
Yeah, but for kids.
Yeah. Dude, they had laser tag
Yeah.
when you're kids. I played the shit out of laser
But
tag
with
when I was a
realistic
kid.
bullet wounds and shit.
No. It doesn't have to be realistic. It can be like goofy, like this is my laser cannon, this is my propulsor ray.
You're gonna shoot someone with a cannon and they feel it.
I'm not talking like it feels
Yeah,
like you
like,
got shot, but maybe it pushes you in the chest a little bit, or like vibrates or something.
So there's just like a haptic response.
Exactly,
Yeah,
haptic
okay.
feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, 1% of the pain.
Yeah. So I want an
Jensen,
augmented.
I'm sure you've seen Spider-Man, right? Just like Mysterio with his drones and the holograms.
Yeah.
Wait, did
I
he?
thought that was such cool technology.
you
Did he make it so he could feel the pain?
Yeah, they were shooting bullets. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
imagine you're playing a game of laser tag, like old school laser tag, where you have the gun, you have the sensors on your body, but then you sneak up on your friend and you pull out your fucking laser knife, and you can stab him with it, and it counts, and like he feels it, and you feel like the haptic response of stabbing him with a laser
how,
knife.
Yeah. How would you? Oh, because it's a laser. Right.
It'd be
Okay.
holograms and lasers. I think that'd be super cool. You have grenades, and when you throw them and they blow up, they make this little like hologram projection explosion. Like I think that'd be cool as shit. I'd
Yeah,
play
that
the
would be
fuck out
pretty
of
cool,
that.
actually.
That would be fucking awesome,
Yeah.
actually, for sure.
That's what I'd make. That'd be my toy.
Yeah.
Realistic hologram laser tag. That's what I'd do. So you can play it, and the thing is, like, it's not even VR, so you can play it anywhere. That'd be the whole point. Go to a
To
park.
get a full haptic response, though, you'd need to be like covered in it. You'd need to basically wrap in
Well, this is
all
the-
of your
yeah.
body.
This is the future I'm talking about. This is where I'm saying if we had like slightly future, like what's the toy of the future you would make? You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do.
Well, if we're going on the vein of improving currently existing toys, I would make a full-sized RC car that you can hop inside and drive around.
That's just a car.
Yeah, it's just that's just a little kid's car.
No, but you're controlling it using the remote control.
So it's a
That's
more
just
inefficient
Tesla.
car.
But it's for kids.
That's a Tesla car. You literally have an app where you can drive it.
All right. Well, you stay out, and someone else can hop in, and you can drive them around using your little controller.
So
Yeah,
you
that's
just
just a
take
Tesla.
you just take the tiny little cars that kids buy at Walmart and just add a remote control.
But you can add ramps and stuff, and like Hot Wheels.
This
loops.
already exists.
Oh, okay.
this is already a thing.
This is actually a thing.
Yeah, those cars that you see at Walmart with the bikes, they have some of them have remotes. So you get the little baby one, so your parents can drive you around.
Oh, you mean at like shopping centers?
Yeah, at like Walmart.
No.
Jackson,
I
you
mean
could
like
just
a
take
full-scale car, big car.
Yeah, but you can take a Tesla and just add a ramp. It doesn't... Nothing new has to be invented here. You just have to set up a ramp or some sort of a Hot Wheel ring for people to race their Tesla.
Well, if nothing has been done yet, why hasn't it been done yet? Nothing needs to be done. Why hasn't it been done
I don't
yet?
know. People don't want to sign waivers. I don't know.
What about you, Charlie? Oh, wait, you've already said your toy, haven't you?
Yeah, it's Kaya's turn.
My toy that I would invent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I honestly have to go with you guys. I mean, I would do exactly what Mysterio did in Spider-Man Far From Home. That was so sensical. It just makes sense. That would be the toy. You get to simulate literally anything that you want. That versus the Holo Chamber, I think it's called,
like a full
in Star Trek and X-Men. Yeah.
Like an AR
It's just
room.
the ultimate toy. You don't need anything else once you have that. Or, I guess, the jack into your brain and upload you to the Matrix kind of thing. That's the ultimate toy. Once you can simulate anything, you don't need anything else.
That's true.
That's true, but I feel like that's still way too far into the future. You know, like I couldn't see that happening in the next.
You didn't set a limit.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
That's fair. That's fair. So then let's narrow it down, Kaya. Something you could reasonably see in the next 20 years. What would you make?
Oh, let's narrow it down for the Turk. Okay,
Yeah,
in the next
know.
20 years, I don't know. Minecraft with ray tracing. I don't fucking know. Why am I the only one who now has to work on limits?
I don't
Well,
know.
wait, we should do my
Your toy's
idea now.
brilliant, and I hate it because it's smart.
Fuck you.
That was a good one.
Fuck. I love you, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, he's such a good actor.
Hey,
He is.
he's
I
so-
only recently noticed.
He's so hot.
I binged a bunch of movies with him, and he genuinely is a
You watched
great
movies with
actor.
Jake Gyllenhaal? When did you meet him?
Yeah.
Wait, what? I thought that was a question. What was that?
That was a joke, but I felt bad.
Yeah, that just made everything kind of weird there.
Wait, what was it? Re-say it.
Would you like to rewind time? We can set the stage.
Yeah. Set the stage again.
All right, Kai,
Kai
why
was talking about Jake Gyllenhaal. No, he said, I've been watching movies with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Right. And I said, oh, when did you meet him?
Oh, Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm glad we got that on the instant replay.
It was a good one. Oh, can we, before we end, I want to, Kaya, did you see Joker?
Not yet, no, but we can talk about it. We've barely been in an hour, so after all the cuts,
because I wanted
we
to
need a couple
definitely
more minutes. So the
bring up
Joker,
this movie.
I want you guys to talk about it, you and Charlie and Jackson, if you've seen it, but please no spoilers. I'm seeing it this week.
Okay.
Oh, thank God, that's good news.
Yeah.
The movie is extraordinary. It is the best movie of the year. I think nothing else even really touches on what the Joker pulled off this year. It's so fucking
It's
good.
absolutely excellent. I very rarely am like emotionally I don't know, moved or impacted by movies, like even if they're sad or intense or whatever, I just kind of watch them. Joker had me very tense and nervous and emotionally invested for the entire movie. It's
it was
very,
pretty
very
gripping.
good at that. Highly,
The
highly
acting was
recommend.
incredible, and the soundtrack was also really good. What's his name? Walking Phoenix. He
Yeah.
deserves an
Oh, he
Oscar
nails it.
nomination for it, at least, if not the actual Oscar, because it's the best acting I've seen this
The
year
last the last third, the final act, may be one of my favorite entire segments in a movie ever. It's just so masterfully. It's such a good climax where everything comes together.
It
Fuck.
really is, and I love the score. They have like the soft violin and like the squeaky violin, like fucking going hard sometimes, and it just adds so much to it. I love that shit.
That was something that really got me. The soundtrack's very unconventional. It's like unpleasant at times, but it works very well for the movie. I liked it. It's it's so fucking good. And also for any of you out there that are kind of naysayers being like, "Oh, it's the incel movie. Oh, it's the meme machine. Oh, I'm not going to watch it cuz it's going to make shooters and it's the movie that's gamers rise up." It's really not at all. Like
Yeah, for a movie hyped up about violence, there is a supreme lack of violence
Yeah.
in the movie.
And for people who are like, oh,
was
it's
a
going
bit
to be,
fucked up.
he's going to be like, we live in a society and oh, I'm just crazy and fucked up and I'm the Joker. The whole movie feels very natural. And I never once was, I don't think I cringed at any of the dialogue and I fully expected to at some point.
I don't think that's what they mean with their complaints. I don't think they were
think
expecting
there's
like
two-
memey responses, or I think it was more about empowering people that feel
Yeah,
the same
I-
way the Joker
I
does.
think there's
which I can
two-
definitely see that kind of side of the argument. I don't agree that it's the movie's responsibility to present it in a way that's healthy for society. I think that's ridiculous.
I think there's
But
two.
I can definitely see how some people might idolize Joker.
Yeah, there's two dissenting camps from what I've seen. There's the people that are what you're talking about, Joker is idolizing violence, and then there's the other half that are just like, oh, the movie's all memes, and oh, the Joker, I'm so sick of that fucking character, and oh, gamers rise up, I can't believe the movie's gonna be full of memes and shit posting and all that. It's like, it's not that kind of movie. It is
No, not at
definitely
all.
not that kind of movie.
I fully
It's a-
expected it. I went in thinking it'd be like, here's a man going insane from insane crazy stuff, and he'd just be like, doing goofy caricature crazy person.
Roger, Fluffle, 81. I'm in danger, dog. I just need to get it and get out, okay? That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm getting... Bam.
Hello.
Someone's here? I need your help. Can you come with me?
Why? I have nothing. And I have
Yeah, like-
important materials, and I have Pengi sand and iron. So,
Please.
where are you?
I'm in the mine I created, and down here there's like 15 fucking things, and I'm trying to get my stuff back, and I keep...
Bro, my house is a mob farm. I can't even go into my own house.
Oh, I did that. Yeah, no. You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna let you.
Okay.
Okay. Got my stuff back though, chat, which is most important. What the hell is that? Why is it so black in here? That sounded weird. I got my torches back. This is Pog. Pog, guys, pog. Could you guys please pog for me? Please pog for me. Stand up for our national anthem. Our national pog for me. Projectile protection. Didn't protect me from projectile. Ah! You go to CHS? Yes, I do. Good school. Fuck me. I'm a junior right now. What were you extras? You go to CS? You go to CS as well? Ooh, kind of pog, nice. No, I should use my stone pickaxe. I don't want the stone to die as well. Alright. Is this? Yep, that's the only way around. I'm gonna just do that because I don't want mobs. I'm a junior student, just pog champ. Have you met me? Is the SP exclusive? Yeah, kind of exclusive right now. Yeah, we're just vibing out. It's just friends of mine, people who are content creators, mostly. If you want to join, you can. It's probably not that hard getting in. It's just friends and stuff. Depends. We should know you guys and talk to you guys more. But yeah, until then it's gonna be pretty exclusive. It's just friends.
And stuff, but it's not like that at all. And it also wasn't edgy at any points for the sake of edginess, or even I couldn't even think of anything that was even edgy in general.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it,
No.
it was just all really.
Yeah.
It was a really strong, just character study. It was just taking a look at the
what I
characters through a
found
lens. It was really
fucked up about this whole ordeal was the media actively trying to somehow conjure up a mass shooting.
Oh, they wanted it so
They
badly.
really did.
They
It's
wanted
disgusting.
it so damn badly. So I'm gonna see this movie on Wednesday, but so far, it's really fucked up, man. All these media outlets trying to almost poke the incels with a stick going, hey, you want to shoot up this movie, right? You want to shoot this up? Hey, this is your guy. This is like your avatar. You're a guy. You want to shoot them up, right? You want to kill all the Stacys? Hey, you should shoot this up. And nothing happened.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to all the journalists who pre-wrote all their articles about, how this movie is going to cause violence and stuff, and then it didn't. It's fucking pathetic.
Charlie and I talked about this shortly after we saw the movie. So we were asking the question of who's better as a Joker, Joaquin Phoenix or Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. And I brought up the point that I think Heath Ledger is a better supervillain, whereas Joaquin Phoenix is a better character. And I think it plays on that idea because a lot of people are expecting this character to, be the fucking comic book, I'm so crazy and demented and I'm damaged and I hurt people because it's funny and you should do it at home too. but it's not even that kind of character for this movie. It's really just a fucking, like, what would you call it? A Greek tragedy? A tragic... What's the tragic protagonist, I guess? Tragic villain? There's a term for it, where you just watch this character kind of fall from where they are. And I think... I also brought up this point. If this movie was called Clown or Jokester and had nothing to do with the Joker at all, people would say it's a masterpiece.
Oh, the journalists would have gone fucking nuts for this movie if it had any other title.
Yeah.
Literally any other title.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I agree. So with journalism, the thing is, with the media in general, at some point as a human being, you get disillusioned with them, right? You come to... If you're a young person, you think, oh, the media, they inform us about what is happening in the world. And then at some point you get that epiphany where you think, well, wait, they report tragedies. And the more they report on tragedies, the more money they make. So doesn't that mean they are kind of rooting for the tragedy, wouldn't they? Because that means more money for them.
If
And
it
you say,
bleeds,
oh,
leads
yeah.
Sort of
higher.
the most...
Yeah, I mean, that's just media.
So you have that moment, but it's never been this explicit. You don't usually see media outlets going, oh, I hope this forest fire consumes more acres of forest so we can keep reporting on it. They don't usually are this transparent about it. And with this, they were really fucking looking forward to people dying so they could write their goddamn articles about how the Joker caused violence.
That's how it works.
Have you guys... Let me suck his dick a little more. Have you guys watched The Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Such a good movie.
It's a great movie. So for anyone who doesn't know, in the movie, without many spoilers, Jake Gyllenhaal plays a sort of a reporter, a cameraman who films accidents and crimes. And then he sells that footage to news stations. And the more spicy and outrageous the footage is, the more he gets paid. So at the beginning, he just films accidents. He just films, he goes in, he gets his $200. But throughout the movie, he gets more and more involved in the accident or the crime to get better footage. So, for example, if there was a car crash, he pulls out the body of the person who died in the crash so he can get a better angle at the guy. If there was a home robbery, instead of calling the police and trying to save their lives, he just sticks the camera in their faces and films them die. And at the very end, he plays a psychopath, remember. Jake Gyllenhaal, he tries to instigate a mass shooting. He follows around two violent criminals and he tries to get them into a more populated area, so when he calls the police on them, there might be a shootout and innocent people might die. This is a fucking movie about a psychopath. And I'm looking at the media today and this is what they're doing. You are Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler. You're trying to instigate a mass shooting so you can... This is fucked up. This is really fucking fucked up. You're trying to instigate all these incels to kill people.
Well, it happens in real life a lot. There was actually, I saw this yesterday. There's a documentary. Do you guys who know who the Amazing Jonathan is?
No.
Okay, so the Amazing Jonathan, this is kind of separate, but he's a stand-up comedian and also magician, and he's very, very, very good and very well respected in both fields. Some guy was making a documentary on him when he was diagnosed with a terminal heart condition. And the actual documentary, about halfway through, the filmmaker starts going, I kind of realized that the only real way this movie could end is he has to die. Like, that's the only way this story has an ending. That's the only way it concludes. And about that point in the movie, Jonathan catches onto that and starts calling him out. He's like, you just need me to die so that your film, has a wrap up. It has a way to end. It has a fucking story. And that's what happens with a lot of journalists and media and people covering stuff. They want that juice, that meat, because at the end of the day, they just want attention and viewership. It's fucking creepy. It's sad.
It's creepy. I'm just the thing I know this has always been happening, but what I'm trying to point out is in this movie, Jake plays a literal villain, a psychopath who practically has blood on his hands. He's trying to get people killed just so he can film it and make money. And this is what they're now openly doing with these articles about how the Joker has to cause a mass shooting. It's gonna cause a mass shooting. Hey, incels, don't you think you should shoot people? What the fuck?
Yeah. That's what mainstream media does too. You're not going to watch the news if nothing exciting is happening.
That's a little different. The news anchors aren't actively going, and in upcoming news, we're hoping that someone goes and shoots up this place over here.
Well,
well, they do it. They do it in
They
more.
were hoping.
They do it in way more subtle ways, though.
It's definitely not disingenuous to say that they were hoping. There's certain journalists that'll write 5 articles all saying, here it comes, 5 days till someone goes to shoot up the Joker premiere, right? You guys are doing this, right?
But
you should.
They do it just in more subtle ways. How many times have you seen a news story where they go, Kim Jong-un might have nukes, and if he does, he will definitely use them on the U.S., even though it might just be he was doing a book report on nuclear radiation or something. Like, they do it constantly. All the media does it.
Yeah, I think the mainstream really is doing this. I've seen reports on Fox. I've seen a bunch of articles on the New York Times. Doesn't get more mainstream than that, all saying the same crap we've been hearing about this movie. This is irresponsible. You can't just have a white protagonist take revenge. This is going to inspire shootings. It should inspire shootings, right, incels?
Yeah.
And ironically, I feel like at this point, if you're an incel, you would almost not cause any violence out of principle. Like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. You know, there has to be some incel out there going, damn it, I was gonna shoot up this theater, but now everyone's saying I will. Just
So
kinda, now it's a cliche.
What if the journalists actually believe or think
they
that
certainly
this
don't.
movie? Well, all right, or just operating under the belief that they believe that. Then
I
what's
feel
the
like
difference
some do
between
and some
Joker
don't.
making a movie about, you know, a person, an incel, and then the media reporting on an incel? What's the difference there between the two? Because I'm completely fine with both talking about whatever
that's
they
why
want.
I was saying that if the movie was just called Clown and it was an original character, no one would do anything like this shit. It's because the Joker himself is also such a big internet association with incels and Rise Up and all that shit. It's all meme shit.
It didn't. It really didn't, man. Not until during the Bateman movies, nobody associated the Joker with incels. It's only until 2 years ago where incel even became a mainstream thing, a word.
Yeah, why is Joker like?
Nobody know about them.
He's not even an incel in this movie.
He's not even an
or
incel in
anything about
general.
him.
He has a girlfriend that he fucks regularly.
Yeah, I don't
They're,
understand why
they're
he's
using
become.
incel interchangeably with sociopath or loner, which he is in the
That's
movie.
completely correct. That's what it is entirely.
Yeah, but until 2 years ago, it wasn't like that.
Well, it is now.
I don't think it's fair to... I think it's fair to say that the Joker is at this point played out and boring and it's time for a new villain, but not that he's a villain, white supremacist, white male that's been wronged, and this is going to lead to some of them shooting up movie theaters. And it's just been reading too much like they are looking forward to it, just to be proven right.
I just have to pull that old quote out of my bag of tricks, the thing I overuse, where their lives are too good. Things are too good right now, so they have to go, yep, this could cause a shooting. I could totally see this being a big problem, even though it's a fucking movie. Like, God
These
damn
sound
it.
like opinion pieces in the media, though, not reportings, right? Are these opinion pieces that you're reading?
Same
What are,
thing.
what are you talking about? Just look at the Metacritic score of Joker. It's not just opinion pieces. It's every critic ever believing all of these things that they think are going to happen as a result of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not necessarily the mainstream media, though, these reviewers, right?
Well,
One of them was
technically
CNN.
for
They
movies, they are. if they're
CNN
big
just
critics.
posted
I just
something
told you,
yesterday
like,
about it.
Yeah.
five pieces in the New York Times alone about how the Joker is terrible and
Yeah.
you're
My,
irresponsible if you watch it.
My fucking mom yesterday sent me an article from NBC News. I'm dead serious. My mom yesterday texted me an NBC News article, and it's Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix sparks an incel controversy, and then it like talks about all the stuff going on about how they're worried it could start a shooting and this and that. Even publishing stuff like that, they can word it so it seems like, oh, you know, this movie is dangerous and it does come with a lot of pre-notions on it. Be careful. It's just fucking dumb. It's people just panicking over nothing, making it
They're not
worse.
panicking over nothing. They're wanting to generate some fear and clicks.
Well, what
like
I'm saying
Paul
is some
said.
people are panicking over it, and that makes it even worse. I mean, think how things spread.
Parents, clueless parents.
Yeah.
And honestly, at this point, I don't blame them. I don't know how old your grandma is or your mom or whatever, but like some 70-year-old woman who gets scared by whatever she reads, fine, I don't blame her. She doesn't know how the world works now. She doesn't know what a fucking incel is. But the young people who write these articles, some millennial, our age, writing about how the Joker is gonna cause death and destruction and the new Armageddon, yeah, it's kind of his fault. That's on him. not the old grandmas he's managed to fool. It's like, you guys remember when old people get fucked out of their retirement money by some sort of a pyramid scheme? You wouldn't really blame the old people, they're old and clueless. You would blame the guy running the scam. This is a new scam. Fear-mongering. Run by people our age.
Yeah, it's fucking sad that we have to...
It's a great movie, though.
Oh, yeah.
Really fucking
please,
good.
Please go see Joker. Support this movie. Don't let them win.
Yeah, support Warner Brothers. They really need it.
Oh. Well, all I'm saying is,
so
I
you
think
say
the
that as a
best-
joke, but
Go ahead.
I think it is good to support Warner Brother and tell them that it's okay to support controversial movies.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think the best revenge for this movie is we make it one of the highest grossing movies that it can
It
be.
is.
Oh, thank
It
God.
had the biggest Thursday night advanced screening ticket sales of any movie.
Good. And then we make it no
All those fucking incels
So all of you out there
pre-ordering
listening,
their tickets.
all of you out there listening, join hands,
Not a
come
goddamn
together
incel.
in a spirit bomb. Make this movie incredibly high grossing with literally no controversial events linked to it. That'll piss in their mouth. Get it. Buy tickets, watch it. It's and even beyond that, we're not just doing it as a fucking protest. It is actually one of the best movies I've ever seen. So please.
See, that's why I'm gonna go see it. No joke, I bought a ticket for Wednesday. I bought a ticket for Wednesday late at night from my time. And I wasn't gonna go. I just felt like I get angry sometimes when I see this cancel culture bullshit, so I figure I should support them. Like Carson King. I don't know the guy, I don't care about him, but I donated to his fucking Venmo. I donated to the charity that he was supporting just out of spite, even though I don't really care that much about him personally. So I bought a ticket, I wasn't gonna go, but when I saw the review saying, well, it's not just out of spite, it's kind of a good movie actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go see it on Wednesday evening. I'm gonna be late to... I promised Doug that I would go on his show, Who's Right, but I'm gonna be like an hour late. I have to go see the Joker, damn it.
Joker's more important.
Can one of you explain what the "we live in a society" meme is? Because I don't understand it. I don't know where it started.
Tumblr users used to always, Tumblr users would always say, like, we live in a society when talking about things that were
I'll take this one.
indicative of oppression or something.
I'll take this one. That's not entirely right because I looked this up a couple weeks ago because I had no idea what it meant either. It started with a picture of a real mouse versus Mickey Mouse, and it said, "We live in a society." And the idea is that Mickey Mouse would get far more attention and viewership and likes than the real mouse. And it just kind of comes to mean to like commercialization and brands. And it's the idea of like, that it's kind of self-explanatory. We live in a society. This is the things that
really
people do
isn't.
and like. Thing gets more.
No, I'm confused about it. I thought
Man,
I understood
I've
it.
seen so many memes, and within
now
minutes I can...
yeah.
Thanks to context clues, I can somehow make out what the meme means, but this "we live in a society" thing I've never understood. I always assumed it's some sort of a...
It's
a
just
line
a
from a
biting
Batman
remark.
movie.
I don't think
it's
it is.
just
I think it's just
supposed to
a
be
biting
a-
remark about like showing what kind of dystopian world they think we live in at the
Yeah,
moment.
it's supposed to be a meta commentary of society where it's like they go, "Did you know that vegetables are cheaper than fast food and better
We
for
truly
you?"
do live in a society.
Yeah, it's you eat veggies and they're good for you, but most people would rather eat fast food. We live in a society. Like it's supposed to be a meta commentary on things they don't like, but now the phrase just has no meaning because it's overused. So
Do you get it, Charlie?
Nope.
All right, we'll try next
Yeah,
time.
okay,
yeah,
thank God I'm not
next
alone.
week we'll join us again for we try to figure out what we live in a society.
Meme
means.
lessons.
We talk out of our ass for an hour and 20 minutes. We'll see you next time.
I generally only don't get it, but yeah, let's try to get back into it next week.
Sure.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the episode this week. We appreciate your support. Listening counts for a hell of a lot to us, so thank you. You can head on over to patreon.com/theofficialpodcast to listen to some more bonus episodes, some good content over there, 40 episodes worth of content over there. Patreon.com/theofficialpodcast. Thanks to my co-hosts for joining me on the Jackson podcast today. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
We'll see everyone next week.
Yeah, we will.
Bye,
'cause we live in a
everyone. Thank you.
society.
Bye.
Bye, gamers.
Watch a Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Bye.
Most of you out there know that we're the official podcast. But did you know that we're not the only podcast? No, I'm not messing with you. And I'm going to tell you about another podcast right now called An Oral History of The Office. The podcast is hosted by Brian Baumgartner, who plays Kevin Malone. The series goes into the making of The Office and how it ultimately overcame all odds to change the face of television. It features interviews with the cast and creators with never-before-heard stories from those who were there from the very beginning. You can check out An Oral History of The Office for free only on Spotify. That's An Oral History of The Office on Spotify.
Andrew, hit it.
No, me. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to the official podcast. This is episode 148, and want to thank you for joining us here today on this very special occasion. I'd like to bring up a recent issue, something I think needs to be talked about, but everyone's too cowardly to bring it up for fear of just cancel culture and such. So I hope you boys are up to the task.
Are you calling us cowards?
No,
Are you
no,
trying to
insulted
cancel
us?
us?
No, I'm saying like the internet as a whole is afraid to talk about the subject. We're not the
part of this,
cowards. Yeah, we're hairy-chested men. So what I want to talk about is old anime versus new anime. One thing that I've noticed is that new anime is almost entirely still images with a moving camera, and it kind of sucks. I'm going back and watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and it's just so much better. What are your boys' thoughts?
No.
I think art styles have weirdly improved, but also like gotten worse, depending on the show, I guess. So action things look great, but the animation is usually very stilted now. And then fucking other animes that are like comedies or whatever look god awful, and the art is pretty bad for the most part.
One thing that has absolutely universally improved, though, and I've noticed that this is food in anime. Food in anime looks so good
Yeah,
constantly,
it
no matter
does.
what. It always looks good in anime.
It's not exclusive to anime, though. I remember even in the Rugrats, like the pizza in Rugrats looks so
Oh.
much better than pizza in the real
Oh,
world.
fuck off. Klasky Chucko, the people who animate Rugrats and Wild Thornberries and all that shit, have the most atrocious and ugly art style I've ever seen. How could you
Yeah, but
like
have you
their
seen
pizza?
their pizza?
Probably. I don't know
he
how
means the
anything
food.
in that
It's
show
hard to
can look
make pizza look
appetizing.
bad, though.
Rugrats had really good looking pizza.
But I'm talking about like the actual animes, like the Korean animated shows. I think that's a whole genre of just food animated shows.
Yeah, it is.
And the food looks all shiny and delicious, and I just want to crawl up into that show and just live in there just to eat the food. So they're making strides in some places, Charlie. It just might not be in the places you want them to make strides. They got to cut back from fight scenes or whatever to animate, I don't know, pickles or whatever.
Yeah, it's just something I was thinking about last night when I was getting little semi-chubs watching Yu Yu Hakusho. Every time in a fight in that show, it's just so fluid and so much going on. Then you compare it to a modern one where it's like one image of a punch being charged and then the next shot is just it hitting a face. And it's just two little frames from deviant art.
The other thing is that the art styles overall have drastically changed. If you look at anime from the 80s and 90s, the colors are a lot darker. There's a lot more shadows, different kinds of like line work. Now things are getting more rounded, more bright. So I guess for like action, when things are supposed to be intense, it's not as impactful or cool to look at.
Yeah, it's fair.
So why do you think these changes have been made then? Is it like a budget thing? Have they just cut back on cost?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely a budget thing since it's more of like a well-oiled machine back in the 90s and stuff. They're all really kind of like passion projects. Yeah.
It's also copying the styles of what's popular. A certain anime gets a big audience or makes it, and then all the other anime art styles try to kind of lean towards what that looks like. So back in the day, you had like Dragon Ball and Fist of the North Star being really popular, and those had that really kind of classic manga hard line muted colors look. And then as stuff is getting more popular today, that have brighter colors and more rounded faces and more waifus and more all that shit. All the other animes try to do it to keep up. It's just style. And it's getting bad because it's just getting easier to crank that out quickly too, compared to, you know, why animate a huge over-the-top fight scene when just animating a couple frames of it does the same thing for cheaper, you know?
Yeah, and people seem to be okay with that. I mean, I am too to a certain extent, but watching the old shit back, it's like, damn, this is better. Like even Avatar: The Last Airbender, comparing like a fight or an action scene in Avatar: The Last Airbender to an anime, there's a lot more going on in the Avatar fight than the anime. Shit's just very different to me.
Why do you think people are more accepting of it now, though? Because I feel like the entire premise behind anime is like motion pictures being animated nicely. Why wouldn't you complain about that if they're cutting corners and not putting nice work in?
I don't know. I don't know why no one says anything about it.
Part
You
of
just
it.
said you accept it as well now. You just said that you're okay with it.
Oh, yeah, no, in certain shows, but there's a lot that I just don't watch. I only watch a couple anime a year.
Well, part of it is
That's not even remotely true.
That is 100%. What are you talking about? I'm not like some type
You're
of fucking.
You're
No,
a
I'm
fucking
not.
anime weeaboo fucking virgin, constantly blowing up my DMs with a new moist meter for some anime that I
That's
don't
the
give a
most
shit about.
ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We've done 3 anime moist meters in 2019.
God,
I've seen.
many.
Jesus.
Okay, Mr.
Wow.
Fucking porn. Yeah, God, the hentai's actually kind of cool from you. I can't even insult your
Yeah.
game.
Oh,
So-
actually, that's a good. I just want to quickly add this. Charlie's in our game now. We've added our first
Oh.
official boy into the game. We'll be
Nice.
showing pictures of that soon.
Can you
So,
fuck
yeah.
him?
Wait, can I talk about this, Jackson, with Nutaku? I'll put that in your court. Matt told me all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nutaku was super interested in helping Jackson get Game of Moans out there as like a big product in the porn game industry. But then the second they looked into his game, they're like, "Yeah, we absolutely can't touch this."
Yeah, well, that's what I've always said. We can't steal. Oh, I mean, we can't steal. We can't sell the game because it's directly based on an existing property. All we could do is kind of just release it as a fan project, which is what we're doing. But we're using it as a jumping board to add credibility to our studio.
Now, every single time your studio is going to get brought up on Reddit 10 years from now for your AAA title, someone's going to leave a comment saying, they had such humble origins. You guys remember that rip-off Flash game?
Jackson, you're going to be the next T-Series. You're going to go from making rip-off terrible Flash parodies to like the biggest budget HD 8K porn movies you watch.
Well, don't sell the
It's
game.
not even a rip-off.
Yeah, it's also not terrible either. No, don't say that, Andrew. I know you were
No,
saying
I
that
don't-
about T-Series, but don't you dare lump Game of
Oh
Moans
no,
into
I'm,
there.
I'm making jokes. Jackson's game, from what I've seen, is actually very competent and enjoyable. A nice little
thank
effort.
you.
If we want to
very
go
sweet
through
of
the
you.
humble origins, there used to be a glitch in Jackson's game where you couldn't progress because you couldn't get the key from Sansa's drawers or something, and that I remember that was a big glitch in the speedrunning community.
There is actually a speedrunning community based around the game. I think they've got it down to 6 minutes at the moment, which is fantastic. I love seeing that kind of shit. But what Charlie's talking about is actually the opposite. You could just skip to the end of the game immediately. we didn't add like an end state variable, so like you could just open the final door to see the hardcore smut directly at the end, almost immediately.
Wait, can you toss me that build? I want to speedrun that one.
So it's literally like those third world Flash games where it's like click the door to fuck this princess.
Yeah, it's pretty much just an image gallery at that point. There's no gameplay there.
I had no idea. What was the old speedrun any percent route there? Like 40 seconds?
Yeah, you just had to click through a few prologue scenes and then skip straight to the Sansa's drawer bit to grab her panties, and that was it.
I want
But
to
man, it's a lot of fun working on it. And actually, Nataku, they said I don't want anything to do with Game of Modes, which is fair. That's fair. I don't blame them for distancing themselves from that. But they did say that they'd be down to work with us on other projects if we had any ideas. So who knows what's in store for our studio, our little humble studio. But
Star
the
Wars
only news I've
rip-off.
got at the moment is Charlie's. And
Yeah,
I was
Jackson,
actually thinking about that.
I'm really confused that you didn't do a Star Wars ripoff game. I thought that'd be more up your alley.
Well, I thought we could not capitalize, because again, we're not making any money from it directly, but we thought we could release it around the end of Game of Thrones, when Game of Thrones is like, at max appeal, when everyone's tuning in for it, and then looking up porn of it afterwards, they'd find our game. But now we've kind of gone over time, and we're still working on it now. But we did release the first version around that time, and we did see some success, so we're happy.
So what do you think the legal fight would be if you did try to make money off of it? You're allowed to do that, right? Because it's parody.
Immediate cease and desist. I don't think
yeah,
Jackson would
yeah.
even get a day in court. Jackson, if they sue you, you have to roll in a second, in a heartbeat. Just change all the names.
Yeah,
I'm
my
sorry.
legal strategy with this is fleeing the country immediately.
Wait, you're not even in the country they're based in.
I'll flee to them. Make it easier
You're
for them.
bringing the fight to them.
No, I guarantee you HBO has lawyers in every country, I'm sure. They probably have a lawyer somewhere in Nigeria just to sue some poor schmuck in case he rips him off.
Yeah, I've looked into it extensively. If they do cease and desist us, which they very well could, then we would just have to go through and change all the established property to our own creations, which would be doable. And then we change the name and everything, because all of the art is ours.
Maybe you should. Let's all get together and write an original IP porn game. Let's start
That's
our own
exactly
IP.
what
Why do we
Kai and I
have
talked
to? Why do we have to rip off Star Wars or Game of Thrones? All of those. I mean, we saw their last writing, the last season, right? It sucks anyway. Star Wars fucking eats ass all the way from the start. We can do better. Let's make our own genre here.
Yeah.
Especially now that Nutaku wants to work with Jackson. I don't know if Jackson wants the numbers public, but the Game of Moans did very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most
So
people want to.
I don't care if you guys know. I just don't want HBO to know how well it's doing.
You know,
That's a good point.
Who else
though,
you don't want to
'cause
know,
most
Jackson?
people.
Who? The government. That's right. I'm just gonna break the fourth wall here. Fuck this. This question is too funny. So on our ExpressVPN copy, it says to come up with 3 humorous, sexual, disgusting potential search history ideas that I'm supposed to be ashamed of. But so, obviously, everyone has done this. I don't have to make anything up here. If you've ever searched for anything embarrassing on the internet, here's another URL. Before I promote our ExpressVPN.com/official, go to history.google.com and look into your search history there. Maybe you're a little ashamed of what you've been looking up. Not that there's anything wrong with what you jerk off to, unless it's illegal. But then again, what is illegal? You don't know what the government's gonna make illegal today or tomorrow or the day after. You don't want these people to know, right? You don't want the government tracking your search history. You don't want the websites to track your search history. Frankly, I don't fucking know why Pornhub has to know what you're jerking off to. It's none of their business even. So go to expressvpn.com/official. Get anonymous. This is important, especially in our day and age of fucking cancel culture. Our audience is on the younger side, right? A lot of 16-year-olds, 16 to like 24-ish. You guys,
That's our main demographic.
yeah, I'm gonna do you a
They're
favor
still the
right now.
generation that has to hide porn from their parents.
Not just that, but I'm gonna do you a favor right now. Go to your social media and purge it. Delete everything that you've ever written. Trust me. Right now you're 16, you're saying edgy shit just for the sake of it. And I get it. That's what that's a point of being 16, is you don't have those walls of adulthood closing in on you where you have to worry what your spouse or your coworkers are going to think about you. But 10 years from now, who knows? Maybe you're going to find yourself donating $1 million to a kid's cancer charity, and someone's going to cancel you over 10-year-old tweets. You don't want that. Delete that shit. And also don't give them your IP, man. You think it's a coincidence every website you now go to these days asks you where you live? They ask you if they can send you notifications, and they ask you, this website wants to know your location. Get fucked. No, you don't get to know my location, okay? You also don't get to know my IP. Go to expressvpn.com.
How do you stop them from knowing?
You go to expressvpn.com/official, for instance. Also, you hit that big fat no button. you tell them no. So go to expressvpn.com/official. It's an easy to set up VPN. You download it, you install it. Honestly, I'm kind of, I don't know. It's so easy.
Kaya,
I'm
can I
jaded
appeal
here.
to the cynics here, the people that are like me, where it's like, I don't give a shit that I'm in a botnet and I don't care about my privacy. If you use ExpressVPN, you can watch any Netflix library in the world. So very often people will be like, oh, they have this show I want to watch on Netflix, but it's only available in the UK or only in Australia or blah, blah, blah. With ExpressVPN, you can watch all of them. I think that's a really big selling point.
Yeah. Also, if you like
what I use it
trolling,
for.
If you've been IP banned from some website, just change your IP. Doesn't matter if some website wants to know where you're from. If Netflix wants to know where you're from, well, maybe you're from Algeria. Like I am right now, actually, connected through my ExpressVPN connection. You can download it on your phone too, and your console. I think there's guides on how you can enable it on your Xbox and PlayStation. I know those are region locked. In case you want to change your store region and all that sort of stuff, you can do that. Easy as hell. expressvpn.com/official. There you go.
3 months free.
For 3 months free.
So what would our porn game be about? What kind of setting are we feeling? Because now I'm all on this.
What we need to do if we make a porn game
Us.
is we definitely need to focus on characters, because most people jack off to copyrighted characters because the show they come from is, you know, what they're into and good.
Yeah, they are.
So
they are invested in the characters.
Exactly. So if we're gonna write characters that people are gonna want to suck and fuck, we got to think of like cool characters that you'd also want to have sex with.
Us.
Just keep that angle in your mind.
We are established characters. Unfortunately, the problem is we're just men. So our market is chicks and gay dudes, which leaves out a very big chunk of a market. So I don't know how...
I don't think it needs to be based around the podcast, though. I was thinking we write a whole original cast of crew and characters, and we could be cameos.
That's what's happening with this game.
No,
Yeah,
that's still a
it's not.
parody.
No, but what Andrew was saying is people like looking up these characters because they're established. Like, Charlie, you brought up Avatar. In Avatar, you have... What are their names? Katara and Toph, right? The two girls in the crew, in the main crew.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you have weebs who watch the actual show, the real legit show on Nickelodeon. They fall in love with the Toph and the Kataras, and then they decide, hey, I have a crush on this cartoon character. I'm going to look up porn of them. That's what we need for our game.
That's exactly.
Yeah, we need waifus.
That's exactly what I did.
We need waifus. It's the #1 way that a porn game sells.
Yeah, right. Waifu.
most
Thank
shows-
you. The
You can go
technical
fuck
term.
Sansa right now.
Yeah, it's a business term. You need to have the waifu market, or otherwise you're going to get crushed in the fall quarter. So what kind of waifus, what market of waifus have not been really explored or celebrated that we could totally
Well, we don't need
corner?
to reinvent waifus. We just need to be very good in the field.
I think we need to
we
reinvent
need
it, because
our-
notice that most shows that grab that porn audience are like a whole established kind of lore. Like Steven Universe has a ton of porn, and it's because they made the gems, the
Ugh.
fucking little colored girls. And it's like, okay,
All right.
that's what people want to jack off to. I also realize how awkwardly I worded that, but you know what I meant.
Do I?
Well, like another example, fucking My Little Pony has porn based off of it, and it's because it has the horses. Like every new thing that comes out that people want to jack off to, it has shtick that describes the characters. You have ponies or gems, or fucking Mass Effect. You have all the aliens. Something.
Okay, all right, then we take it to the cyberspace. We have women viruses.
I actually
that are,
like that
like,
a lot.
super
Why are you
hot.
stealing every single one of my ideas? That's bit defense.
Even though that's Jackson's idea, I actually like that. I think that's cool. We could do something like that. Don't you want to fuck a Trojan? Maybe
exactly.
a hijacker? I think that's cool.
And then there's like GILF stuff with AOL back in there somehow.
So our porn game is you just fuck the internet.
Yeah, wait, that's
too
fucking
big.
awesome.
We should do that. That's great.
It's not that big though. I mean, is it? Wait, doesn't someone already do that by drawing all the browsers as waifus, like Edge and Chrome and such, with like big tits?
Yeah, that's true. Well, we would make original ones. Like we'd be, this is, hi, I'm Net Run. I'm your browser, and then
like Wreck-It Ralph 2, where
Yeah.
everything's kind of unique.
the email could be all.
They
could be
literally
like,
had Facebook and Snapchat in Wreck-It Ralph. That show,
yeah, 'cause
that movie sold out like nothing else.
Yeah, but I'd never heard of it until that movie.
You'd never had a Snapchat till that movie.
Yep,
Or Facebook.
that could be us.
Okay,
Wait.
sure.
Well,
know what
Charlie's
that is.
making jokes. Charlie had
Yeah,
Snapchat. Charlie's one of the first adopters of Snapchat.
I know.
Charlie, do you remember? That's a good story I just remembered about you. Do you remember when we went to that digital music concert and you did literally nothing but check snaps all day to the point where you had to charge your phone on a battery bank twice to keep looking at snaps?
digital music concert?
It was an EDM concert, a dance music concert.
Oh, the Sunset Music Festival?
That's the one. And remember, you just
Yeah, it
check
sucks,
Snapchats
yeah.
literally all day long.
Yeah, there was nothing else to do. They had like one performance every hour across 3 stages.
There were multiple bands going on at once. I don't know what you're talking about.
At once.
Bands is a loose term for it.
How about this? Our waifus are our sponsors. We can have Blue Apron Chan, expressvpn.com/official Chan.
But the problem with that is, Kai, then all we have is the podcast audience. Not a whole lot of new visual novel porn game fans are going to come in because they're not going to you know, understand.
I'm completely with Charlie. I think we need to establish our own like separate lore that we wrote and did. Kai, let me put it in terms you understand. It's as if George
You guys
Miller.
are too stupid to get it, I guess.
There he goes again.
It's as if George. It's as if George Miller wanted to make an RPG, but everyone kept going, yeah, what Mad Max characters will be in it? He's like, no, it's a fucking fantasy game. That doesn't make sense. We need something new, something fresh, something original that stands even without us.
You sound like a marketing executive.
Well, we're trying to market this, aren't we? All right, I guess not.
No, I'm just thinking. The planets, it's all been done. I mean, if you take the fucking planets, that's been done. If you take politicians,
everything's been done.
Those have been done. I don't even know if it's legal to parody politicians like that. Certainly
but
not
the
in
thing is, this is
Australia.
just like-
Fucking Clive Palmer is gonna kick the door down
So
on Jackson's estate if we turn him into a
gotta-
hot chick.
They're not full porn games, though. They're just like one-off DeviantArt pages.
You've
So
gotta-
it's not like it's been done.
You've got to take a concept that you can write characters
Game of
around.
Thrones.
Like, okay, for example, Attack on Titan, another one that's got a lot of porn, another big popular media franchise. That's just giants during the Renaissance. That you could summarize Attack on Titan by saying people
that's
fight
what
giants.
I mean. I can easily do this with my game by just turning it into a generic fantasy setting. There's nothing directly tying it to Game of Thrones.
But you're not
Except
summarizing
the character's likeness,
which I
the
can
names.
completely change the name of, and they're completely different accurate representation. Not accurate representations.
But the problem
They're
is that
visually
that's not a hook. If you did that with your game, it would just then be fantasy dudes. Traditional fantasy. It's like that's been done 1,000 billion times.
That's a good point because you didn't build up the characters in your game from scratch. You built them off of already the existing characteristics from the books and shows.
That's not even true. I completely changed Brain's brain.
Brain.
That's the name I gave it. I changed Bran's character completely, and it doesn't even revolve around like any story from the books or the show.
Does he
It's its own
sit in a
story.
wheelchair and look like Bran and talk like Bran?
I guess you have to play to find out.
Yeah, that's
The
what I
answer
thought.
is yes. He changed the brand by making him a porn encyclopedia where he traveled through his memories of porn.
That's actually cool. I like that.
How about we reach real far back? Like, think old cartoons like Action Man, G.I. Joe, He-Man. Is there a G.I. Joe porn game, Jackson? Did you do your research?
That's a good point.
I don't know. No, I didn't do my research. I just wanted to make a porn game, so I did.
Even
Fair
then, we're
enough.
still doing parodies, though. These aren't. We need a new original idea. We need the next thing. The next
Everything has
what
been
people are going to want.
pornalized, though. It's Rule 34 of the internet, right? It's if it exists, there's porn of it.
Yeah, that's why we got to make something new that's going to be turned into porn.
In my experience,
nothing
it's
new.
not doing something new. It's about doing something good.
What do you
And
mean?
Game of Modes is good.
No, what do you mean do something new? We can't just invent a new element. What are we supposed to do here? Everything has been fucked and sucked.
That's what I'm saying. So do something good. Just do it good, and people will play it.
This is difficult. Is the
You
porn
know, the
industry
chat is
this
right.
have to
hard?
make
Charlie, we have Hard Turbo. Why don't we just give up our aspirations to be picked up by butt-fucking
Yeah,
Netflix
I'm not,
and turn
not
it into
giving up.
porn?
Yeah,
and
that's a
even
good
now
point.
they'll be calling back.
Maybe that's what you should do, actually. Just create a whole slash of characters for Hard Turbo, but warp them so that they constantly get fucked and sucked.
That's
Yeah.
probably not even a bad idea. Like if it takes off as like a porn visual novel, then
Yeah.
maybe Netflix will be like, "Oh, it's already got an
Charlie-
established community."
All that. Don't even knock visual novels, dude. There's so many anime these days that are apparently based on visual novels. So
Yeah, all of that Fate Stay and everything
Yes,
is all based
all
off
the-
the Fate series.
There's like 27 Fate Stay movies and series, and they're all based on some dinky fucking porn game where some guy fucks a chick so he can give her magic powers through his cum.
Not even that, dude. Not even that. Like, there was this some giant HBO series that based their show off my game. Pretty crazy.
You should sue them.
Well, I know another one. There was this company that based its product off of excellent watches and glasses and men fashion items. Have you guys heard of that one?
No.
Yeah,
what, is
it's
that on
crazy.
HBO?
It's crazy. They're called Movement, spelled MVMT, and they make all sorts of products for fashion to make you look good. I think it's a crazy idea, but it just might work. In fact, a lot of you out there might be looking at your computer monitor right now, you know, browsing idly by, scrolling through all the endless waves of text and images and social media and going, ow, my eyes. That's because monitors are bright. A lot of people don't take a second to realize this. Screens have glare. They're bright. They're lights shining in your fucking cornea, which is why you should check out Movement's Everscroll blue light filtering glasses. It's going to let you browse computers for 25 hours a day. It's going to also help promote sounder sleep so that you don't trick your brain when you're up late at night, elevate your mood, lower your stress hormones. It's just going to make browsing the computer all day feel better. There's a bunch of different fashion styles on their frames that you can also choose from. They're not going to look like other computer glasses that you see out there. They use Movement's best-selling glasses frames and add blue light filtering lenses.
The biggest selling point here is that this isn't even in the fucking copy, but they really should write it in here. It doesn't look like those goober glasses with the orange where you look like a goddamn nerd. These look like regular glasses. They're just special lenses. Regular glasses, but it keeps your eyes from being molested by the screen's rays so you can actually sleep at night. Ever lie in bed, wonder why you're just so restless you can't sleep? It's because your brain is all hyped up from the phone screen you've been staring at all day. That's why. So get these glasses. Where can they get them, Andrew?
That's right. That's right. Everscroll blue light filtering glasses start at just $65. Whether you're at the office, scrolling on your phone, or unwinding after a long day, Everscroll will keep you covered. Better focus, better sleep, better style. Get 15% off with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/official. Shop Movement Everscroll blue light filtering glasses to protect your eyes and look great doing it. mvmt.com/OFFICIAL. Join the movement.
I really want to emphasize,
hurting your eyes.
You can look like an adult while wearing these, and you don't have to see the world through orange lenses like someone just pissed in your face. They look regular. You can look like an adult.
As a man
Thank you,
who wore
Movement.
gunners for a very long time, I can recommend Movement's blue light filtering glasses.
All right,
Literally,
so how
as a
about
man who...
How about Twitch streamers' porn game? Like, let's pornify them.
That's illegal.
So we would make... we
can't
would
do that.
Well, no. Would we
You
make...
can't do that.
You got to remember,
Why?
we're doing fictional characters, so they'd be streamers in our universe. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That already exists. That's Honeycam.
Damn it.
What? Really? That's what that is?
Yeah. Well, you basically run a kind of like a cam girl studio thing.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Okay, fair enough.
I've heard of that a million times, and I didn't know what that was about. Thank you for enlightening me.
Fuck, man,
Oh.
there's just nothing original to fuck. Isn't that sad?
It doesn't need to be original to fuck. We just have to fuck it well. God damn it. Stop making this
Said that a
difficult.
million times.
Yeah, but Charlie
I've
said
been
it
saying
now,
it-
so I believe it.
Yeah, but
God
I said
damn
it. I said it a long time ago too. I've
No,
been saying it
we-
from the start. Jackson stole my idea.
We
No,
not only
you're
have
constantly
to
stealing my ideas.
we not only have to fuck it well, we have to be able to sell the fucking without getting sued by some big studio.
Yeah, it's easy. We can literally make an original story, build characters from the ground up with incredible writing that'll woo everyone. I'm saying we just do hard turbo.
Oh, you're
I
right.
think we were
It's
in the
that
right
easy.
ballpark. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
luck,
down.
guys.
I mean, if you're game, Charlie, I will sell out in a second. I will write hard turbo porn. It sounds more fun than waiting for a reply from the Netflix schmucks anyway.
Hard Turbo even sounds like the protagonist of a porn game. I don't think you have to change anything.
That's true.
Well, that's not the protagonist.
Literally,
name, but
all
yeah,
you
it's a good
ever
title
have
for
to
it.
do is take your original pilot animation and just add a few scenes of like blowjobs and stuff to it, and it's
All
the
of his
exact same thing.
skills. All we have to do is make it so all of his skills can be applied to fucking women and men and anything in between for that matter.
Ooh, take your concept, take your original concept, but instead of him getting a new superpower every day, he has a new person he has to fuck every day. And the episodes are him trying to figure out how to do it.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's
Well, it
like
just sounds like rape. Yeah, what are you talking
no, it's not
about?
But
rape.
it's consensual.
No. Charlie, it's
He
like
has to swoon
Hitman,
them.
where
He has to
every
win them
day
over.
he gets a new target, some far-off alien life form in a distant galaxy, but he has to somehow find a way to woo it.
That's better. Okay, I like
Yeah,
that.
the central command, so we don't get in any trouble. They contact him and they're like, "Remember, it must be consensual, or it will not work, or you will die." Something. So there. Well, all liability removed from people who copy Hard Turbo.
Yeah,
Jackson, what do you
idea.
think?
It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You guys
Jackson.
will nail it. Get out of my fucking industry. I made a name for myself here. Now you guys are gonna tarnish it.
Oh man. So Jackson, have you gotten a lot of I guess inquiry on it? Because I've had a couple people ask me if the game's real or if it's a joke, and ask me for links to it.
People know where to find it if they want it.
And where
Yeah,
could they
well,
find it?
You know, if you don't want us...
There's been a lot of attention.
Charlie,
We've had
let's-
articles written about it on porn sites. We've gotten a lot of attention.
that you wrote.
Kind of a big deal.
That's good.
No, I've come across a lot of articles on these like backwater Russian sites, like anti-Russian sites.
You missed
With,
your
like
chance,
download
man.
links on their
Jackson,
site.
if
Like,
you-
people have attached their viruses to my game,
Jackson, if you
and are now
search
uploading it to
if
different
you search
sites.
Game of Moans on Google, the top recommendation is Game of Moans Jackson. It's carried on your name alone.
Jackson, you missed your window, man. Did you see the Kotaku article about porn games?
No.
No. Oh, they had to walk this back. You didn't see this? They had to write a whole apology
I
article.
saw this. Yeah.
So,
I did, yeah.
wrote an article about porn games, Jackson, porn simulations, but where they fucked up was they included a bunch of screenshots of 3D simulated sex scenes of underage characters, like Emma Watson when she was like 12 years old getting fucked in the asshole.
Yeah.
So
What the
Kotaku,
fuck? How do you even accidentally do that?
It wasn't
Did they have that
accidental.
saved?
So no, it was some person. I don't know I forget. I don't know the author's name, but she or he went to investigate porn games and just included a bunch of screenshots in the article going, "This is not safe for work, by the way. Fair warning. But these are graphic images," and then included a bunch of screenshots of Emma Watson getting raped. And then Kotaku had to apologize the next day for basically including 3D child porn in one of their articles.
Yeah.
It's actually worse than Kai's hyping it up to be, because the article was, yeah, video game porn is cool, but it could be better. And then they used all the child porn as examples for porn that's good but could be better.
Yeah. Real big debacle. That's why you always censor it. Even if it's a
Why?
fucking... Because you want to censor it. As a man
Well,
who
no, just
extensively...
don't use child porn in your article about better porn.
Well, of course not. But you at least, if you censor it before you upload it, you have at least some leeway of like, oh, well, at least I didn't show it to everybody.
Yeah, but they talked about it in depth. They're like, as you can see, Hermione Granger's asshole's being spread by Crab's massive cock. And yeah, the frames are cool, but imagine how much better it could be if we used Maya.
That sounds like Kotaku.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. It was the stupidest fucking thing ever. The website that like attacks Soul Calibur because you can wear a bikini. And then they're just showing child porn and talking about it.
Yeah. Wasn't the
They're
article
boring.
only up for like an
Good
hour
point.
before they took it down?
No, it was up for a little while.
Yeah, it was up for a little
thought
while.
they
You
took
can
it
still
down.
find the archive if you want to read the original article. You can go to one of those archiving websites like archive.li, I think, and search for it. But yeah,
Wayback
apparently the
Machine.
author is Kate Gray. So This is a great. So you missed your window, man, Jackson. You could have been in that article if you just had an underage
Yeah, I
character
could've
in
been
it.
you,
So
baby.
what even was her argument?
I'm glad I'm not in that article. Are you kidding me? That's probably the most fortunate thing that's ever happened to me. They didn't attach Game of Moans to their Kotaku article. Thank you.
So what even was her point? Like, what was the actual reason for the article?
Like
I can
said,
guarantee she was saying that porn games could be better for how much money they're making.
No, I wasn't wrong. I was literally telling you this stuff is good, but imagine how much better it could be. Like it's 2019. Why isn't our porn hotter? Was basically the point.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't realistic
It's
enough.
it's a weird hill to die on though when your examples are Misty from Pokemon getting spit roasted when she's 10 years old.
Yeah. So apparently she's at her friend's house here. The last paragraph of this article says, "I left my friend's house covered in dog hair. Surprise. Drunk from the beers and potentially put off sex forever. I know people want to have sex with video game characters. I wouldn't say no to Solid Snake and his dummy thick ass, but it's just not there yet. I'd love to see a video with the inventiveness of the Pokemon porn done in a slightly less gross way, with the attention to detail of the Zelda porn, plus the references to the source material that the
Jesus.
Harry Potter porn attempted and failed to do. The ingredients are all there, but the cake is still a lie."
Man, I thought I was an expert. That's kind of a weird though. Why would you do this at a friend's house?
Yeah.
That person got paid to write about which porn she liked.
Yeah.
It's Kotaku, baby.
Oh yeah, what the
What a
fuck?
lucky
That's a good
fucking
point.
person.
At the end of the day, this chick won. Imagine if I'd love to be paid to just write bullshit about the porn I watch. Like, I loved how the lesbians kissed and it looked nice. I like girls.
To be fair, we are kind of paid for that. We talk about that kind of stuff on a podcast,
Definitely.
which has
But we're not
sponsors.
verified on Twitter for it.
Yeah. Damn it.
Are porn stars verified on Twitter?
Porn stars are. Even Kate Gray, the porn writer for child porn animations, is too.
Oh, wow. Wait, is that a company? Child Porn Animations?
What?
You said even the writer for Child Porn Animations.
Jesus, this
I
girl, this
guess.
woman's every single thing this woman writes is about sex and fucking. Listen to this. In My Sims world of only women, Marge Simpson is married to Taylor Swift. Life got you down? Load up The Sims 4 and open a semen cafe. Sexting with a robot.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Sexting with a robot is just about as weird as you'd expect. Dragon Age Inquisition. Let me be a hot mess. Oh,
You know, I don't
just
know
writes
women
about
that
fucking.
well. I don't know women that well. I'll openly admit I'm maybe not the best resource when it comes to talking about women and what they want and what they're like, but I don't think a semen cafe is high on their list of desires in this world. I could be wrong.
I mean, to be fair, Kate Gray's entire claim, like in her bio for Twitter, is Kotaku, but only about sex games. Caps
Oh,
locked.
well, okay, so that's kind of her thing then, I guess.
yeah, she wears her
she's
heart on her
cornering a market.
sleeve.
Yeah.
A hero
Sexy-
going where no other writer dares.
Sexy medieval men are waiting for you and robbing Morningwood. Jackson should contact her. Like, hey, here's a game.
Yeah, actually, I
you,
fucking should.
yeah, you should. You could
Well,
make.
is she still working for Kotaku after that article?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, fucking of course she is. She wrote. Let's see.
She now owns a 49% stake in Kotaku.
That
Several
article is
articles
daring,
after
just
that,
the one we
Alex.
need.
Yeah, Jackson, you fucking should, man. Get in touch with this woman and just have her play
I'm
your
too
game.
busy making the game. Do you know how much time goes into this game?
Fine, I'll
How
be your
much blood,
marketing
sweat, and tears?
manager. See, you can have articles
Okay,
written
reach
like
out to Kate on my behalf.
sexing my way through ancient Greece in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That time I created all the Greek gods in The Sims and made them have sex. This woman is basically just a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like she's doing sex games. It sounds like she's just playing games and going, "Oh, I'd love to fuck that guy. Ooh, I wish I could fuck that guy."
She,
I hope those two guys
she's
fuck.
a
I gotta know
horny
what the fuck
teenage
that is
boy.
about.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know in God of War you can angle the camera underneath Kratos' loincloth?
clip it just right and you'll see that his model has buttocks.
A game about slapping an ass gave me embarrassing flashbacks. What a hero. The Fallout 4 character who broke my heart.
I think she's cool for writing this kind of stuff. That's the kind of acceptance this industry needs.
And,
Thank you, Kit.
and yet, think if she was a man, how creeped out people would be.
God damn it, that's disgusting, Andrew. Don't ever say that again.
Double standards, baby.
Oh, but you guys don't know her plight. Listen to this headline. It's not easy to write about funny but creepy sex games. Oh, I feel for her. I feel for her.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely easy. It's a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, no shit.
What's easy?
And you get paid.
Playing weird sex games and making jokes about them.
Okay, I have
It's
to close
actually
this.
very
This is
easy and a ton of fun.
Kate's grade is a cornucopia of just weird sex headlines. We should get her on.
Weird sex headlines.
I think I'm kind of on her side right now. One of her newer articles, The Uplifting Tale of Dildo Face, a sim who dared to dream.
Sounds like a fucking YouTuber. I feel like this woman just found a grift in the system. Like, dude, I could just write about cocks and pussies all day and get paid.
This is fucking...
What's dildo face?
Do you want me to read it? I guess this is kind of cool. So in The Sims, she made a character whose entire head is a giant dildo. And then she writes about his grand dreams.
Oh, man, Charlie, it's better than that. First of all, it's a man who's like disgustingly ripped and handsome, and then his head is a giant horse cock. This is pretty good.
She sounds kind of fun, to be honest.
Honestly, I have no problem with anything she's doing. It's just funny.
Listen to this. How do we compete with this? Her first article is about a game called Fuck Everything. How do you?
I want to point out something also funny about the dildo face article. The very first image is the guy sitting at his computer with a giant pixelated head, just like censored, but you can clearly tell it's a dick. And then you scroll literally one sentence and it's the same exact photo uncensored. So you're gonna see it no matter what.
Starting to like Kate's Gray. You know, save for the
I'm a fan.
save
I'm
for
on
the
Kate's
kitty
team.
porn.
Rehire Kate.
It's an honest mistake.
Promote Kate again. She deserves it. Oh man.
I made a sex club in The Sims and everyone got pregnant.
This is great. I'm coming around. I really like her stuff now.
Yeah, I've come around.
These are porn up titles. She's a scam artist. I like it. She's basically just scamming Kotaku out of money to write this shit.
No, I think she's genuinely just writing shit she enjoys.
Yeah,
I think she's just like us. This is the kind of stuff we would do.
Yeah. This article is just Sims porn that she made happen.
Kate, damn it, her Twitter is private. I was gonna message her and invite her on.
Yeah, this is fucking fascinating. Don't judge a book by its kitty porn, I guess, because she's got some banging articles.
Fuck, I love this. Oh, let's segue.
These are great.
Jackson, you wanted to talk about Twitch fuckers at Twitch getting roofied. Do you want to talk about that?
Hang on. I want to read one more headline from this lady before we move on from her. Angels with scaly wings is more murder and less dragon sex than I expected. I love this lady. You ever go into your game expecting dragon sex?
Yes.
Every goddamn game I play.
And I want it rendered realistically too, damn it.
Oh man, I'm totally flipping sides. I'm all for Kate Gray. She might be the best thing about Kotaku.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
I forgot I
don't actually know much about what's happened at TwitchCon, but all I saw last night was the headlines from Keemstar ranting about how people weren't getting roofied. He said they weren't getting roofied at TwitchCon and it was all a lie.
No.
But then the very next day when I woke up, people were saying they got roofied at TwitchCon. So it's kind of like a mess. Did people get roofied or not?
Okay, so this started all with some Twitch I don't know, some cam girl tweeted a photo of TwitchCon, which apparently is a thing, of a dinky little table with a bunch of beer, those throwaway cups of beer on a table, and she says,
Solo cups.
Sorry?
Never mind. I thought you weren't sure what they were in. I thought solo cups, whatever.
Yeah,
Continue.
probably. I don't know the specific name.
solo
Yeah,
cups.
it's
Yeah,
just plastic
I didn't know
cups.
if you were asking or whatever.
She says,
He's talking about the red cups.
Yeah.
pretty disappointed, to be honest. I thought Twitch was starting to understand that some of us want the option of a quieter place for the partner party instead of a huge loud party. Also, this is a huge safety concern. How is this the way you're serving drinks? And Keemstar made fun of this because, obviously a fucking Twitch partner is complaining about booze at a fucking party like some sort of a boring narc. But to be fair, all the cups are filled to the brim and on the table. Very unhygienic. I wouldn't like this either. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really not smart.
It's not.
Yeah, it's genuinely dangerous. I would never, ever, ever touch just open beverages on a fucking grimy ass counter at TwitchCon where all of these fucking weird incels hover around people.
Yeah.
I would not do
So
that.
TwitchCon, I imagine, and I'm gonna say this, I'm going to just assume the worst in people because as you're about to see, everyone here assumes the worst about each other, so I'm just gonna return the favor. I assume this is just a bunch of cam girls walking around trying to find a Twitch admin to fuck, to build connections, and a bunch of Twitch
There's a lot of
admins
that for sure.
walking around to find a girl they can roofie. That's what I imagine a TwitchCon to be.
A match made in heaven.
A match made in heaven, indeed. The irony being, you didn't have to
Truly
roofie her.
synonymous.
All you had to do was promise her that no matter what, you weren't gonna ban her.
That's a Kate Gray article right there, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So Keemstar makes fun of this. I haven't kept up with it, but apparently he had to delete the tweet because somebody actually did get roofied. This is from, I don't know, KT. I don't know who KT is, but she says, so last night I got roofied. Toxins came back with benzos in my system, which combined with alcohol could have meant death. Thankfully, my friends were there for me and saved my life. I don't think I'll be around the rest of TwitchCon. Hope you understand. So she tweeted this and then a bunch of follow-up photos of her in the hospital.
I like the hope you understand. Like some guys were like, how fucking dare you? Get back in
Get out of that
there.
hospital bed right now.
You get the fuck
Drink
back
more
in
of the alcohol.
TwitchCon, goddammit.
I didn't fly all this way to not get action with my roofies.
What, you get roofied once and you give up? That's not the you I know.
Benzos, walk it off.
If only you knew what I had to deal with.
I didn't mod your chat for free for 3 years for this. Come on.
So
Probably though, for real. I can guarantee that she got a lot of those kinds of comments.
Yeah.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this went viral on live stream fails on Reddit and such, and people said she's lying because at the time where she supposedly got roofied, the TwitchCon was already closed, and she must have gotten roofied someplace else or whatever. I didn't look into that. I want to get to the. This is someone from Twitch there saying, "Hey, men going to TwitchCon," some streamer, some cam girl. She says, "Be mindful of unintentionally pinning women into corners and against walls during chats. If you see a woman in an elevator alone, wait for the next one. Don't walk behind women at night if you can help it. Call out other men's shitty behavior loudly." I like this. I love it.
Be mindful of not pinning women into a corner.
Yes, and
What?
if you see a woman alone in an elevator, Charlie, you have to wait for the next one because all men are rapists.
Why didn't she fucking leave a note asking them not to roofie anyone?
That's
She
true.
had
That
this
wasn't on the
entire
list.
Yeah. But she's not even doing a good job. Please be mindful not to slip any pills into anyone's drinks, man.
We know how you at TwitchCon like to get, but not this year,
We
please.
know how fun it is to roofie people, but remember, you're going to affect the other guests. So please be careful about it.
Yeah, don't pin them.
TwitchCon
to a corner.
sounds like a fucking hellhole. I never want to go
sounds
to
so
a
fucking
TwitchCon
terrible,
or any,
man. So
any of those kinds
on
of
the one-
conferences.
So this is a game where nobody wins, right? You don't. So if you go there, yeah, you're right. Those beers, they look a little unsecure. I mean, I don't fucking know who's had their finger in my goddamn cup of beer. It's not good to have them leave out in the open like that. On the other hand, these people are such boring narcs. They're such unfun people that they complain about.
I disagree with
beer.
that.
No.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
That's just one example. A lot of them go there as like a giant orgy. So for fans, TwitchCon I imagine sucks. But if you're a Twitch streamer, I bet it's fucking great because it's just a lot of sex. Like these people go there to meet each other and like fuck each other
And roofie each other, yeah.
Well, they probably don't roofie each other.
No, these are the streamers whose comments I'm reading, Charlie. These are the streamers. These aren't just random people.
But those are from. But that's a small percentage of all the streamers that went there, is what I'm saying. The vast majority know that TwitchCon is just a giant party.
Yeah, I assume so, yes. I'm just saying these people have a disproportionate... I assume less than 1.6 thousand people were at TwitchCon, whereas this tweet has 1.6 thousand likes on their stupid tweet about how men shouldn't be on the same elevator as a woman, as though this was fucking Saudi Arabia, right?
To be fair, I wouldn't want like a tier 3 sub on the same elevator as the streamer in there. I think that's just a recipe for disaster.
And of course, people made fun of her. A lot of people pointing out, dude, this is fucked up. Like some guy replied, he says, I always follow these rules. I also step off the sidewalk when any white woman comes near me. I don't look them in the eye because I might make the white woman uncomfortable because I'm a black man, and she might be racist and call the cops on me and get me murdered. Yeah, he's right. If you always assume that any man who gets on the elevator with you is a rapist, you're gonna get people killed with that retarded mindset. But what I really want to get to is Rami. You guys know Rami Ismail?
No. I've heard he's the video game developer.
Yes, he works at Vlambeer. He co-founded Vlambeer. He worked on Nuclear Throne, Luftrausers, and some other game or games. And this is his tweet. As someone who has literally never drank any alcohol in his life, I think the alcohol culture around games industry is one of the most off-putting things about my job. Try being one of the only sober person in an alcohol-reeking room full of sweaty people you'd normally want to hang out with, blah, 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 blah. So, boring dude, doesn't like to drink. Now it's the alcohol's fault.
Well, there's nothing wrong with not drinking.
He just
Yes,
sounds...
there is something
This
wrong
makes
with
you a
saying
bigot.
I don't want.
Saying,
I hate.
I've never had
a
a sip of alcohol in my life. I fucking hate alcohol is no different than an incel saying, I've never touched a woman. I fucking hate all women.
What?
Not even close.
There's something wrong with him demanding. I don't know if he demanded that other people don't drink or whatever, but there's nothing wrong with him choosing not to drink. There's plenty of people that I know that don't drink and they're completely fine in these kinds of situations.
The issue with him is he's a whiny boy. He's going, oh, I don't like drinking. Why is everyone else drinking? I don't like it.
It's not his choice that's the problem. It's the way he's handling everyone else's choice around him.
Exactly.
Which is what I'm
He's being
saying.
a big whiny boy about it.
No, that's what I'm saying too. I've never so much have touched alcohol.
No, it kind of sounds like you're demonizing anyone who doesn't drink.
Yeah, really.
No, you don't have to drink. I'm saying that this is a convention where people just want to try to have fun. At least that's a premise, right? Any party. Imagine inviting this guy to your party and he shows up and he's annoyed that people are having fun with the loud music and the dancing. Oh, you're playing music at this party? You're serving alcohol?
Yeah, that's where we agree.
God.
That's where we agree. It doesn't matter whether he drinks or not. You can go to a party sober and still have fun. But if you're going to be like, oh, I hate drinking so much. Why? Oh, you're all drinking. Fuck you. This sucks. Like, then you're a real bitch. That's when people don't like you.
Yeah. Or don't go to that party. It's really that simple. You're serving alcohol. You're having fun at this party. You're playing music.
Wait,
I don't enjoy that.
Was Rami even at the party? He's a fucking game dev.
No, he wasn't. So if you go to Rami's...
Why is he weighing in?
Why is he complaining about
Because it's
something?
Twitter. Everyone fucking joins in on these
If you go to
things.
Rami's Twitter, it's the most joyless corner of the planet. He doesn't have fun with anything. He doesn't like anything. It's always complaining about some unionization and people are drinking too much. And why are you having fun? And this is problematic and that's not right and you're a bigot. It's the most joy-sucking human being on the planet. But I guess this is the mindset they have now at TwitchCon. Except for the Twitch admins who go around
But he
roofing
wasn't
people.
at TwitchCon.
This is a mystery.
This
There's
is
a lot of things going on here.
Yeah. But the point is, so these are the kind of tweets, am I wrong? These are the kind of tweets you would expect from a boring Catholic mom right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. If you're a young human of any denomination, you wouldn't be ranting about fucking alcohol being served or I've never touched alcohol. I don't know why these people have fun drinking and listening to music. Back in my day, we just read the Bible.
Well, Remy is right though. If he got his way, no one would have got roofied.
Yeah, they would have
did have
just
a solution, to be
gotten
fair.
raped
That's
by
true.
priests in the mouth. So, come on. What a bunch of assholes.
I like that old throwback to like the 13th century. Oh, I'm tired of all these people and their music. Ugh. Everyone listening to music. What's wrong with society?
God, fun is banned. You know what? Fuck these people. I like Kate. Kate Gray. You know what?
Kate's great.
Kate sounds like fun.
Kate's
Kate sounds
good.
like the kind of woman who'd go to this party and she'd be like, "Where's the semen cocktails? Let's get this party started."
Did I ever tell you streamers about the time I made the Greek gods fuck in The Sims?
Where's the nearest cock? I'm ready to suck.
And 2 minutes later, she gets banned.
Yeah, knowing Twitch.
Kate's throwing her ass in a circle on the big stage of the live stream and the tits come out. Woohoo! That's Kate Gray, baby. I love people like that now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's better than these
complete
new
180.
Amish people. It's better than this attitude of Puritan, boring. Let's study the Bible instead of listening to music and drinking. Jesus Christ.
well, people are complex. They have many different.
The Bible's pretty cool too, to give it credit.
It's pretty hardcore.
You ever
Yeah.
read the Bible? It's got some cool shit in there.
Yeah, it makes for good
Actually,
party
we could
reading.
make a Bible porno.
Oh, yeah. That's a thing, I'm sure.
That's
We'd get in so much trouble, but it'd be cool.
That's really
God.
good.
Yeah, if he was real Andrew.
That'd be really good publicity for the game, though. The most unchristian abomination ever.
Nah.
Then they'd rally against us.
What Christians?
Wubba lubba dub dub. What do you mean, what Christians? There's still thousands and thousands
still
of them.
one
making
billion.
Popular religion.
Dying on their
Let's undersell it a
deathbeds.
bit. Still 1 billion Christians on the planet.
Yeah, on their deathbeds with no power or anything. They're not writing articles that anybody cares about. When's the last time you heard about the Westboro Baptist Church? They're not going to protest us and give us publicity. It's people like Grammy.
That's a very, very, very small sect of Christians. There's plenty of Christians out there that you don't know are Christian.
What's that new
billion
Amazon?
people.
Yeah, but what was that Amazon show pretty recently about the devil and the angels working together, and then the Christians rallied against it, but then they got the name wrong and where it was hosted wrong?
American Gods?
No. It was like a.
Simon Pegg, right? Or the guy who looks like Simon Pegg?
Looks like.
He doesn't really. It has David Tennant in it.
That's the one.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the show, but the Christians rallied against it really hard. Oh, Good Omens.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
That's on
but-
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Amazon.
Booming.
But they said it was on Netflix. They're like, calling all Christians, it's time we fight the Lord's war. They're coming to us now with the Good Omens, finally taking a firm stance against God.
I heard
Let's
about
rally
that.
together.
Yeah, but that's been going
That
on.
small
It's always
subsect-
just 2.5 people since, I don't know, the 1950s protesting
lot.
something.
I mean, that small subsect, though, has been around since literally ever. Like, Pokemon fucking came out, and there was a huge Christian sect going, oh, it's evolution, it's against the Bible, and it's the devil, fuck it. But my point is that there's literally 1 billion Christians on the planet. There's plenty of people where even if we made a Jesus porn game that are more sensible, that would be like, I don't like this. This isn't great. I
yeah,
don't
but
appreciate it.
what website do they write on, Andrew, where you would hear of that, other than Facebook?
I guess that's true.
They're not writing on Polygon, they're not writing on Kotaku or Vox or Slate or IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes or any of these websites. If you want to offend, you have to drink beer. That really pisses off people like Rami, who've never had beer in their lives, or any alcohol, or any women, or anything. Twitch content's...
I guess, but I like the idea of a biblical porn game.
Yeah,
That's
I
kind
think
of
it's cool.
Nah,
But,
it's
but
done
we
to
focus
death.
we focus on the lesser known characters, not just like the big Jesus and whatever. We bring
Oh,
in
I
like
like that.
old Roman emperors and shit.
Like, Donkey Ollie porn game.
Yeah, oh, wait, that could work really well. Like, Jesus could still be our main character, but he's a virgin. He's, like, really shy, so he plays, like, the tsundere. and he's going through like this entire game of like full on sex, and he's like, oh, that looks kind of cool, but I know I shouldn't, that kind of deal.
He's like,
That could be
You guys
really
have to think about what the audience
Imagine
wants.
being that much of a weeb, Charlie, and not knowing what a tsundere would do.
he's super into his
Good on
mom.
you, Charlie.
Yeah,
Thank you.
If he was a real tsundere, he'd be all like, I don't want you to suck my dick. But if you feel like it,
This is one of those situations where it's better to be wrong.
Maybe, yeah,
absolutely correct.
but I like it. Yeah, maybe in the game, like he's super into his mom, but his mom, Mary, she wants to stay a virgin, so she says, no, I'm not gonna suck your dick. She's maybe the tsundere, like, Baka, get away from me. And then Jesus is like, gosh, I really gotta fuck something. I don't know what. And then you hear Donkey Ollie braying in the distance.
I'm going to steal this from the chat. I don't think that was the intention, but I like it. The title of the game should be Oh Christ. Like, oh Christ.
That's pretty solid.
It's pretty good.
That's not bad. I think there's potential with that.
There is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was my
The
idea.
3D models.
Yeah, it was.
If you would love to see
Yet another Jackson idea that's going to get stolen.
if you would love to see a fleshed out porn game, like actual production value and writing and
Then there's
characters
Game of Modes.
based on
Let's
the
move on.
Bible, I would love to hear your feedback on that. I would love to know garner audience response retention.
TeamGodwoods.com.
One that's
We
not
should
gonna
just
get
start throwing
sued.
the Bible into everything.
They haven't sued
Yeah.
us yet.
Can you sue?
It's
You
coming.
can't sue over the Bible. Who's going to sue you?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Are you
saying.
talking about Game of Moans?
Jackson's gonna get sued out of existence very soon, but the Bible is uncopyrighted, and
No,
Bible's
I'm not.
fucking public domain.
yeah,
I'm not directly selling the game.
Oh my god, wait, that might I just had another idea. We do fucking public domain fairy tales for our game. Like Tarzan and Peter Pan and princesses and all that shit fucking each other.
Yeah,
Shit they
okay.
can't copyright.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, think about it. You
like
get
that.
like fucking Rumpelstiltskin blowing fucking Cinderella. Shit that literally is so old it can't be copyrighted.
ooh, I like that.
We don't
actually,
do the
like,
Disney. We don't do the Disney version because Disney will sue us. But we do like the old actual Grimm Brothers fairy tales and shit. The ones that are super old.
dude, all of them. Like,
Classic stories.
can they, like, have them cross match? Like, have the gummy bears fuck Snow White instead of the midgets?
Well, are the gummy bears? The gummy bears aren't public domain. It's a mascot.
Are they not? Oh, well, they
No,
had a cartoon.
that's a-
I think is the gummy bear cartoon different from the gummy bear food? I don't know.
I don't believe so. I believe it was made to promote the food.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah,
Huh.
it is. That used to happen a lot. There was back in the fucking 80s and 90s. There was a lot of cartoons literally just to promote shit. Fucking He-Man, the one that you brought up earlier. He-Man was literally just made to promote the line of toys. That's the only reason it existed. Just so people would buy the toys. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if we don't do the Disney versions. We do like the old kind of fucked up versions of the tales. Like, I don't know. In Sleeping Beauty, like in the original Sleeping Beauty, the prince fucks her while she's sleeping to bring her back to life instead of just kissing her. Like, we could work that into the game, but she signed a consent waiver.
Cutting out a lot. I'm not hearing anything.
What happened? But I was gonna say the Sleeping Beauty just signs a consent waiver. She's like, while I'm asleep, this man may fuck me. Work that into the story. The witch that eats the children, they get a vor section for Hansel
There's
and
a lot
Gretel.
to work with.
Yeah.
That's really what you have to lean into when you're making a porn game. I've noticed is there's so many niche communities around the internet. You really have to figure out what fetishes have the most bang for your buck. So I've been trying to work in a scene to Game of Moans where a giant vores you and you get shoved up the giant pussy because that's something that I've noticed a lot of people on the internet like. And then there's also feet, but we'll get into that at some point.
I also like the title. We could have public domain, but the DOM is capitalized.
Ooh,
No, that's lame.
that's not
I think
lame.
that's cool.
Fuck you.
I love
Yeah.
That's pretty lame.
I love
You're only dealing with
Jackson's
doms.
whimsical and innocent description of what happens when you fuck it, and then you get shoved up the giant pussy.
I don't sound like that.
What's
It was
wrong
so
with that?
funny, though.
A lot of people
No,
want
it's
to be
cute.
life dildos.
It was so cute.
So no, I don't know.
I
My
enjoyed
internet fucked out there, but I brought up like public domain composers like Mozart and Bach. Like, can't we make porn of them?
That's great too. Well, those are historical people.
Yeah, let's make porn of historical people. How much porn is there of Napoleon?
Probably not enough.
Well, people probably don't want to fuck Napoleon.
You don't know
No,
that.
they don't know that yet.
We can make him sexy.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. All right, we have a game where the premise is you've traveled through different points in time, like Bill and Ted, and you're getting together all the studs of history, and you got to romance them and fuck them, and you get them all together.
How about
That's a
hate
good idea.
fucking? Is that a good subgenre? Like, I just remembered because I brought up the Westboro Baptist Church. You guys remember Fred Phelps, the patriarch of the Westboro Baptist Church?
The hero.
Yeah, he died, and he died renouncing his own religion. But what if you could like have a game where you get to fuck him in the ass? That could be fun.
That
what
already
he would've
exists.
wanted.
That already exists as parodies, though. You're not going to make money off of that.
Damn
No
it.
one's going to pay for that. Yeah.
Well, nobody's
Like,
gonna pay
if
for
you
Fred
wanna-
Phelps, like I said. Like, that's not a contemporary guy, but let's find somebody that everyone hates and have him fucked in the ass and sell it.
I don't think people would pay for that, though. I wouldn't pay for it.
Hmm.
Like, if you made a compelling game of fucking that had a decent story and characters and was long enough, I'd, buy it for entertainment value or consider it, or people like me would. But just to get a parody of like, oh, you get to fuck this guy in the butt, like, why would I pay for that?
Isn't the whole media based on
Not
this
worth the
though?
money.
I feel like you could if you made different versions of the game and sell it to different political parties, like different DLCs. Hey, fuck this guy. Fuck this politician you don't like. Here is a pastor you've heard of but you don't like. Fuck him. Fuck his mouth.
Now, I feel like that's illegal to some degree. Or not illegal, but more they'd take it down or cease and desist.
I don't know.
That's the problem.
Jackson, do you know, like, could we fuck Clive Palmer in his mouth?
I'm sure this is a man that's made like meme games of himself. I'm sure he'd be honored.
Like, he'd be
Wait,
into
what?
it?
If
No,
What?
not anymore.
I honestly, as long as you're doing it in a loving way and you make him look really good at the same time, I'm sure he'd be into it, Charlie.
I don't know if
You
it
give him
would
like
be
a
loving.
six pack.
I don't know about that.
If it's a gentle fuck, he'll take it.
No, it's not gentle. I'm
But
not
isn't-
into gentle.
But isn't our point trying to be to establish like a whole actual universe, something that wouldn't be touched by copyright or by litigation?
Yeah, but how do we get that kickstarted? All we have right now is the official podcast. Where do we go from there? What do we do? You can't just start with the porn game.
Wait,
I don't think
that's
we
what
can.
Jackson did.
All we have right now is Donkey Ollie and Hard Turbo.
Man, what a shitty porn game.
Fuck you.
I mean, porn games don't really. Porn games don't, as far as I know, make money by selling like retail copies. You know, you can't really sell a porn game online for $10, which is why parody works, because then you could just
yeah, you
open up
can,
an
though.
online tip jar.
Porn games are on fucking
What?
Steam now and they make money.
yeah.
You can totally do it in this
Visual
day and age.
novels.
If your characters and world, it's all based around what I was talking about earlier, where you have characters that people are invested in and lore and series and world building, because that's why people more and more now are jacking off to copyrighted characters. So that's why we need to make a porn game that has a cast of cool characters and a good lore and world building that just also has sucking and fucking, and people will love it. It'll make billions. But we have to get around copyright. That's the
Yeah.
problem. So we have to be
So you
creative.
just do what I did and storm right through it.
Just plow through it with a
Pretend it
fucking
doesn't
hammer.
exist.
Yeah, that'll work.
Alrighty, I gotta get going. So do you want to wrap up?
Sure. If you want pornography of us, I don't know where I'm going with that. Thank you for listening to this porn-filled episode of the official podcast. Tell them about it, Jackson.
You can head on over to patreon.com/theofficialpodcast if you want to listen to any one of our 40 bonus episodes. We recorded one last night. It was a whole lot of fun. You can listen to that over at patreon.com/theofficialpodcast. We appreciate all semblance of support, even if you're just watching it here on YouTube or iTunes or Spotify, anywhere. Doesn't matter to us. We love the fact that you're listening. So thank you very much.
on Patreon, Jackson admitted his use of the N-word. If you would like to tune into that, you can listen to the last episode.
Now I'm going to have to make another apology next week.
There's a big, shocking surprise in that episode. You should check it out.
I didn't say... Go listen to the bonus so that I'm exonerated from all charges. Thank you for listening, everyone. We'll see you
Thanks,
next
everyone.
week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Most of you out there know that we're the official podcast. But did you know that we're not the only podcast? No, I'm not messing with you. And I'm going to tell you about another podcast right now called An Oral History of The Office. The podcast is hosted by Brian Baumgartner, who plays Kevin Malone. The series goes into the making of The Office and how it ultimately overcame all odds to change the face of television. It features interviews with the cast and creators with never-before-heard stories from those who were there from the very beginning. You can check out An Oral History of The Office for free only on Spotify. That's An Oral History of The Office on Spotify.
That's fine. Hello and welcome to the official podcast. This is episode 147, and it's going to be an exciting one today because Jackson just returned from a high-energy teenage boy band concert, and he can't wait to talk about it.
They're not everyone knows who the 1975 is, Charlie. They're a world-renowned British band.
For 13-year-olds.
The audience is full of men like me, just dragged along by their girlfriends. It was something else.
Oh, you son of a bitch, because you mentioned it last time. I looked this up on Google, and since then, Google will not stop recommending 1975 to me like I'm some little teenage girl.
I can't tell if that's a joke or if that's Kaya's audio completely fucking up.
Yeah, I couldn't understand a word that was said there.
What's wrong with it?
I think...
It doesn't work. It's like in a cave, but also underwater.
He's trying to convince us he's a man.
There you go.
No, okay, this is even more embarrassing. I had my role-playing voice modifications on.
Voice modification.
What were you doing before this?
An omniscient god.
When I play Divinity with my friends and I'm...
Kaya's idea of roleplay is if you want to get out of these chains, you're going to need to start sawing away.
It's not even that kind of role-playing. It's when I play Divinity Original Sin with my friends, I'm Kilgrim, the undead. So I walk around and
That's so cute. I like that a lot. Adorable. That's really cute.
I'm sure you accidentally toggled it on too. Yeah.
That's so cool.
You wanted to introduce the world to Kilgore or whatever his name was.
It's Kilgrim, damn. It's like Pilgrim, but he kills.
Close enough.
Kilgore has been copyrighted by Marvel already for Jessica Jones.
Oh, God.
Oh, has he been?
Yeah.
That's so cute. Jackson, tell us more about which member of the 1975 is the cutest.
There was only... the drummer looked like a 40-year-old man. The main dude was like a 16-year-old British kid with long wavy hair. He was quite good looking. I didn't really see the other two. They were like hidden behind fog and smoke, so I don't think they were too important to the band.
They weren't even there.
Yeah, but there was something weird about like halfway through the show. He kind of got up over the fence and started like grinding into the audience, but the audience was full of like 12-year-old girls, so it made me super uncomfortable. Like you just know that his dick got grabbed by so many underage hands during that entire like segment of his.
Did you try
why
to...
would you even do that? Yeah,
Wait,
I was up there reaching as well.
What do you mean he was grinding against the fence? Is there like a fence that separates them from the crowd?
Yeah. And he was like standing on top of it, like, you know, doing his dance moves or whatever. And he was like right in the like, he was basically like crowd surfing, I would say, but not as bad as that, but still.
But dick first.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean,
his dick was in their faces, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You never noticed that? There's usually now at venues, there's like a little fence in front of the stage, and then that gap is where all the security guards stand.
I don't go to a lot of concerts, so I haven't really seen it in action. Nor have I been grabbing at dicks.
That's one of my favorite things to do. If you go to a concert, I love staring at the security guards and seeing if they actually like the music they're forced to listen to or not. It's always a fun
They've got
game.
earplugs in. I don't think they listen to the music.
I mean, even with earplugs, it's loud enough that you're going to hear it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure
then
they're so jaded they don't even hear the music anymore.
That's possible, yeah. Very possible.
But also halfway through, the lead singer cut the mic and stopped the performance and then played a 10-minute video on the big screen about climate change and how it's something we all need to worry about. And
God,
that kind of like
so
that kind of
awful.
ruined it for me. Yeah.
Fuck.
And the crowd was getting all like uppity and like screaming and shit like that. And he turns around and tells them to shut the fuck up and shit like that. This is important.
Oh my god.
So he's just
Jesus.
insulting the paying customer. Like, you're there to sing. Don't fucking preach to
I
us.
hate
Like,
that shit.
you're a
This
monkey.
is so sad. What happened to rock and roll stars just rocking out and having fun? Now they're going these sad lengths to pander. It's like,
Whoa.
you know, if you
now,
open
hold
up a
on.
fucking sermon, a 10-minute video of a sermon, you told your audience to come to Jesus. That's not what they're there for. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Play the
This
music.
isn't new. Back when I was growing up, like post-hardcore metal was a pretty big genre, and like one of the leaders, the Devil Wears Prada, would always stop their sets to do a preach about God.
Yeah.
It's not like a new phenomenon. People stop their shows to do all kinds of preachy shit all the time.
It's still incredibly condescending and annoying.
Well,
Regardless
it's out
of
of place.
It
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
it's very out of place.
regardless of what the topic is, like, I agree with that climate change is a real issue and all that. I'm on your side, dude, but I don't want to hear about it right now. You're preaching to the converted. Everyone there was on the same side. So what's the point of doing that, you know?
Headlines, because I looked up 1975, and the first one is Teen Angst and Climate Change, the 1975 SOAR.
Yeah. They're just capitalizing. It's all it is. It's a new religion.
Yeah.
Fuck me. It's like if... Yeah, it's just not the time and place. It's like if in the middle of sex, your girlfriend just pushes you away. Like, you know, honey, we need to recycle more. Not now.
Oh, I'd be so turned on.
No,
Yeah, well,
I'd be pissed.
while he was preaching that and everyone around was like cheering and clapping and stuff, I just took a look at the ground and it was just full of like empty like cups and shit like that. Like, none of these people are recycling or anything. They're just throwing the shit on the ground anyway. They're all drunk or going wild off fucking boy band fumes. It doesn't
The
matter.
1975 lead singer probably went around in person and picked all of them up by hand, one by one.
No, he didn't. No.
Oh, you know he did. Yeah, because that's what he would do. He didn't immediately jump on his private jets to Queensland or wherever
Not at all.
people fly.
He wouldn't fly on a jet that wastes way
flies
too
coach.
much fuel.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't fly on a private jet, which is going to dump enough fucking carbon emissions that'll completely outweigh God knows how many people's entire lifetime of it.
Take that,
Yeah.
Stop implying they're all
1975.
hypocrites.
It's just baffling how many people don't realize that problems like this they're contributing to. Like fucking, I think it was Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney bought one of the first fully electric cars because he was like, I'm going to save gas mileage and it's good for the earth and this and that. But he had to have it flown to London on a private jet, and the carbon emissions from that private jet will literally outweigh everything he saves for his entire life. So
I
good
don't know
job.
what was so funny all of a sudden. Flying in a private plane. It's like that, you guys know that little girl who sailed across the ocean on a zero-emission boat?
No, I don't
Greta
know that one.
Thunberg, whatever her name is. So this was a publicity stunt.
is that the German? Is that like the little well, not German, but like I think she's European.
European.
Yeah. That's the speech they played. They played like a 10-minute
really?
speech from her saying about how the world is fucked. So I have to listen to a 14-year-old girl when I'm trying to listen to music.
Okay, that's another Paul McCartney thing is, so the publicity stunt was she was gonna get on a little boat they made for her, which has zero emissions. It has like solar panels or whatever. The whole point was she did not want to fly to America because she didn't want to, you know, it was just supposed to be a stunt. So she sails to America, and then they announced that 2 of her crewmates would have to be flown in to get the
Yeah.
boat back. So it's like, she could have just flown, that would have been one person, and now you've doubled her emissions for this
So what
publicity
was-
stunt. And then there were
what was,
rumors that 2 additional teammates would also have to be flown in.
What was she doing in America? What was her whole point of going?
To the
Recycling.
1975
speech.
concert.
To give the speech? Okay, so think how many people she's affiliated with had to fly into America that they're not talking about. Her manager, maybe some of her producers, Like,
Why didn't they just
it's
sail
all just
another boat
feel-
over full of those people, and then like one other
Because
person
it's all
could sail the
feel
boat
good
back?
science. Every one of these things is always just, oh, I feel good doing it, but literally you're not doing a goddamn thing.
No, we
It's
don't
better
know
than
that. I
nothing.
don't
It's
have.
better
I don't
than
have a
nothing.
problem. Yeah, I don't have a problem with her. She's not the singer that's wasting my time and money by preaching for 20 minutes in the middle of a fucking concert. I don't have a problem with her at
If
all.
I pay money for a ticket and I get a lecture. Oh, that's the worst.
It was agonizing.
Oh boy.
That's awesome.
Speaking of
man.
agonizing, Charlie, would you like to talk about our Star Wars adventure?
I wouldn't say it was agonizing. So Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened up at Disney World, and Andrew and I went this week.
Without me.
It's remarkably underwhelming. Like the cast members they're fucking whipped by Disney themselves to be in character at all times. So when you're paying for something, he's like, "You got to pay fast, otherwise Watto's gonna come, and he loves those credits. You better get out of here." And it's like it's kind of cute, I guess, but also
That sounds
really,
great.
It's
Actually,
really,
I think that sounds great.
That
it's
I don't
really
really have a
embarrassing
problem
though.
with.
It's
I
still
don't-
kind of embarrassing if I'm just
Embarrassing
paying
for them, not for you.
Yeah.
No, for me, because I'm buying a water and now I'm locked into a conversation about credits on Tatooine.
What's meant for children? What do you want? You're getting
Yeah.
angry at children's entertainers.
I
You're
just want
too old
to. No, I don't agree with that because the children aren't paying for the fucking bottles of water. It's their parents.
Right, the parents
But the
who
kids
play
are there
along when
listening.
the
Yeah,
kid
you
is
gotta
there.
remember, Charlie,
I
these movies
guess.
are like 50 years old now.
Oh yeah, kids love 50-year-old movies. You're right.
But, well, they love Star Wars.
but there's still a big chunk of the adult audience who grew up with it and love it. And I mean, think how many people
I
were
would love
there.
it.
Think how many old people were there. Literally, old people were there who were going, "Whoa, look, it's the Millennium Falcon in real life. Whoa, I hope I see Han Solo. Whoa."
Ugh.
Exactly.
Well, but that's not like
Kai,
the main.
if you went to a Mad Max world, would you like to see like the vehicles from Mad Max?
In
Maybe the
Morton
guy,
Joe's fuck palace.
yeah,
all that
the
shit.
No, that
guy
would be funny, but
slamming on
that
the
would have
guitar.
to be more adult oriented. You can't sit there and tell me Star Wars is an adult people franchise. It's made for kids. So is Disneyland. You're getting mad at the vendor for playing
no, no,
along.
no,
They're
no.
they're
I'm just
mascots.
saying. I'm
They're
just
not doing
saying
it for your benefit.
I'm just saying when it's 102 degrees and all I want is a water, I don't want to be talking about credits with this guy who clearly fucking hates talking about it.
There you go. That's way better.
It's not a huge deal, but the place itself is also really kind of uninspired. Yeah, so apparently Star Wars Galaxy Edge is performing horribly for Disney, and they don't even have the second ride open yet because apparently they don't know if it's going to be financially viable to open it because no one's going. So there's
Yeah.
only one ride there in the first place. And there's this fucking restaurant that has a perpetual sound machine, like a sonic boom in the middle of the restaurant that's constantly going. It's supposed to be like a pod racer's engine, but it never shuts the fuck off. So as you're eating, it's just this deafening screech from this engine in the middle of the restaurant that you can't escape from. It's
Yeah,
fucking
look at that.
horrible.
Literally in the exact center of it, just while you're eating, just nothing but deafeningly
horrible.
loud. Like you have to yell over it.
Yeah,
It's very dumb.
Like
The
even
entire-
walking by it, yeah, it's like a fucking flashbang.
the entire park is just poorly designed from top to bottom. So they have the Star Wars font on everything. Like it's that kind of like alien looking language, but it's like pseudo English.
Arabish.
Yeah, so it's fucking stupid because like if you want to buy a Coke, you first have to decipher that you're going to buy a Coke by looking at it and go,
Wait,
"Oh, that
really?
says Coca-Cola." Ah, I see. Like the Cokes come with that language on it and in little like Star Wars jugs, and it's a very cute and neat design.
Aw.
But if you're looking for the bathroom, good fucking luck because all the signs look like Star Wars bullshit.
Wait, really? It doesn't say bathroom anywhere?
It says restroom, but you have to try really hard with your monkey brain to decipher you're looking at the word restroom because it's written in like Star Wars letters. It took me like 3 tries to find it. And the rides, or I guess the ride, they're just bafflingly bad design. So the ride is, I went on it, and it's kind of like a motion simulator, except everyone in the ride controls it. So you have like 2 pilots. One of them moves the ship left and right. The other one moves it up and down. Why that isn't one person's job, I don't know.
So
And
they
then
can
you
fit more
have
people in.
exactly. And then you have 2 gunners where they apparently just literally mash buttons. and you have two engineers who, like, I don't know, take pisses in the back seat. And the whole point is that, like, it's a flight simulator, but also a video game, because you can score points and kind of change what happens a little bit. But when you get in there, you wait in the line, and then when you get to the end of the first half of the line, you go up to this one lone lady manning this little booth who has to watch over all these people waiting in line and has to give them the appropriate, like, cards so that you can tell what your role is. So she has to be like, all right, have a pilot, have a gunner, have an engineer. All right, it's 2 pilots, 2 gunner, blah, 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 blah. But when we were going, twice they had to stop us and call us back to give us new tickets because everyone kept getting confused and antsy and ready to go. So that just slows the line down to a fucking crawl. Then you go to a big waiting area inside the Millennium Falcon, and, like, the way that they tell you you're ready to ride is they have one guy running around in the big area going, excuse me, do you have the red tickets? Oh, it's your turn to ride. Go ahead. Instead of, like, a sign or an announcement or something. And then when you get on the ride, finally, they try to, like, cram you in, and the guy on the ride, like the little character, never shuts the fuck up. So the entire ride, he's just like, gunners, use your guns to shoot the ships. Pilots, fly left and right and up and down. Engineers, do this and that. Like, the entire time you're on a motion simulator. So,
I mean, I don't really see the problem. Like, this all sounds like it was designed for kids in mind. Like Kai was saying.
And that's
before.
the problem. It's Star Wars for men, Jackson.
Yeah, and Disney World.
I mean,
That
you know
Goofy
what you're
right there,
getting
he
with
dressed
Star
up
Wars.
as Goofy for me, damn it.
I mean, the ride wasn't that bad. The ride is nitpicking, but the way they designed the ride, like the line and all that shit, is really, really bad.
You want a master class in amusement park rides, though? You look no further than Jimmy Fallon's Race Through New York.
Yes.
That
was a
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
baby.
that and the Mummy ride were the highlights of Universal.
Yeah, but the Mummy is like 0.8 of a Jimmy Fallon, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy Fallon's
Fallon. Oh, man.
next level experience. Go in there, get your card. They go, oh, have a seat, relax. We'll call you over the announcement booth, and we'll change the lighting in the studio to what color you are when it's your turn to ride. And not only that, while you're hanging out playing some Jimmy mobile games that they put on giant iPads on the floor, you get a barbershop quartet to sing you songs. It's perfect.
And then
Lovely
Jimmy
ride.
They
Fallon
shoot you
hims-
out of a fucking moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon himself calls you back to race him through New York, but it's actually deceptive because you go to the moon too, so it's a lot more than just New York.
You stay in New York for a total of like 2 minutes, and then you already go to the moon.
What
Jimmy
what
Fallon-
video
Jim-
game do you guys think would make for a cool amusement park?
What
If you had all the
video
funding, no limits. Yeah, what video
of
game
Duty.
franchise universe? That's just Warzone.
Yeah, they send you to Afghanistan.
Yeah, just sign up for the army. Hey kids, do you want to play Call of Duty in real life? Just sign up for the army.
Try to get your water then, Charlie. Complaining about credits and stuff.
From some little Afghani boy who's gonna blow you up with an IUD.
I can't think of a single game that would be a good fit for an amusement park ride.
Zelda,
Though. Maybe
Mario,
No.
like the
I'm
entire
not talking about a
Nintendo-
ride.
I
I'm
think
talking about
we-
a whole theme park.
I think
Designed
if we get
game.
hologram technology or something to make it feasible, I want a Pokemon park where Pokemon are actually like doing shit in the park.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and you can catch them. Like you're given Pokeballs.
No,
when
it
you
doesn't
go
even
in.
need to be holograms. Just stick cast members in Pikachu suits, have them roam around.
Just stick animals in and paint them and glue accessories on them.
To follow around every single customer
Yeah.
behind them. Pikachu, God, I hate my job. Pikachu.
Oh, I felt so goddamn bad for the Disney employees. It was like 101 degrees, and they're in full fucking bodysuits having to like dance and walk around and shit.
Yeah, we
don't know
saw
how they
Buzz
do it.
Lightyear have like a fucking heat stroke and have to leave.
He gets rushed off by Space Command.
It was such good timing. We were coming back from Star Wars World, and you have to go to Toy Story World to do it. And as we were leaving Toy Story World, for some reason, Star Wars World was playing this like heavenly angelic choir music, and there was just this giant Buzz Lightyear statue of him ascending to heaven. And then when we turn the corner, there's a Buzz Lightyear performer, and it just looks like he's slowly dying of heat stroke. It was so good.
Yeah, well, doesn't
Those
Buzz have
cast
that
members are
little
impressive.
He has that little glass dome, right? I imagine he felt like an ant under a
Oh God,
magnifying glass.
I mean, not only does he have the glass dome, but think about it, he's also wearing that giant plastic or whatever head, so it's just insulating all of that heat that's getting concentrated onto it.
I felt sorry for the army soldiers in Toy Story Land because they're wearing like full army gear and
that's
then
another
they're
one.
painted entirely green.
That's
And
another
they've got
bad
to do
one,
these
yeah.
little army jingles and dances and stuff. They have to stay completely still during photos because they're army men. It was pretty sad.
I feel bad for anyone not using Dave. Tell them about it, Andrew.
Oh, wait, you guys don't use Dave?
I didn't say we didn't. No, we do. I'm saying I feel bad for people who don't use
thank
it.
God. Thank God. Because, look, if you're like me, you're not always paying attention to your bank account balance. You're going to go walking around spending your money on who know what's and what's no its, and then go, oh my God, I'm getting paid nothing because I'm losing my money to overdraft fees. Dave is here to help. Dave is the #1 budgeting app in America because it saves you from overdraft fees, tells you about upcoming bills, and can get you a $75 advance from your next paycheck with no credit check and no interest. Get the Dave app for just $1 a month, $12 a year, which is way less than what you're going to be paying in overdraft fees. Why would you not? I don't get that. People are so bad with money. Oh, I don't want to pay $12 a year. Oops, I'll pay like $300 in overdraft fees. Oh, I'm so smart with money. You guys remember Mark Cuban? That cool guy on Shark Tank? He's an investor in Dave because he was crushed by overdraft fees when trying to start up his businesses, and now he wants to help make sure that you're never going to pay one yourself. Go to dave.com/official. It really helps to show if you let them know that you heard from it from us. You can download Dave and never pay another overdraft fee. Immediate savings now at dave.com/official. DAVE, just like your best friend, your brother, maybe your local pastor, Dave. Dave.com/official. Save some money by spending it wisely with a nice budget from Dave.
Amen.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Are you still a Star Wars fan, though, Jackson, in all honesty?
That Disney has kind of beaten the passion out of me, to be honest. I haven't been keeping track of Star Wars for the last since The Last Jedi.
Oh, Charlie, that reminds me. You didn't even tell them
even
about the
before then.
food you got.
That's kind of my fault, though. They had a restaurant in Star Wars World, and like Andrew said, like the names and shit are really confusing, and I kind of panicked because I didn't have a lot of time to order, and Disney's a fucking machine. So I just picked like one of the first things I saw, which was called Yakshib Shrimpkin or something like that. And it was this like amalgamation of like old crusty shrimp on top of like used vegetables from the dumpster. It was horrible.
Like a
Do
solid
they present
brick.
it in a way that looks like it's from Star Wars, though?
Not at all.
No, it was on like a high schooler's hot meal tray. It really wasn't that impressive.
I will say that I'll give them some credit. They had a drink at that restaurant called Moof Juice, which might be the most uninspired name in the world.
Yeah,
But
forgot about moof juice.
Yeah, basically some Disney execs sat down and they went, what do we call the drink we serve at Disney? Oh, how about Goof Juice, like Goofy? No, it's got to be Star Wars related. Moof Juice, like Moofy from Star Wars. But it was pretty
Why does
tasty.
that sound so
Are you sure it was
dirty?
It was Moof, Moof juice. I made a
the
big
fuck?
deal about it because I couldn't believe what a lazy Star Wars
I
inspired.
could see it. I mean, I really could see it being a hit with children, though. Like, you let the moof loose. Like, you get on that juice, then all of a sudden you're geared for the rest of your Star Wars adventure.
I hope the next
Let's
Star
get
Wars movie
moofed.
has a character named Moof, and Moof juice
they
sales
have-
skyrocket.
Did they have blue milk?
They did, actually.
They did. Yeah, we didn't try
Did you
it.
try
though.
it? Oh,
No, they had blue milk and green milk at a little booth.
green.
It's a little hard to
Ew.
make decisions when you're dying from the fucking heat exhaustion.
It was really hot.
So it sounds like you were just in a bad mood because of the.
I
heat,
wasn't in a
Charlie.
bad mood. No, I just want. I mean, the water thing was a little frustrating, but I wasn't in a bad mood overall. Andrew had a whole conversation with one of the janitorial staff who also has to be in character.
Oh, I confused him by actually playing along. I feel like a lot of people don't do that. So the guy, like, we were walking to the ride, and one of the janitors just out of nowhere walks alongside me, and he goes, he says something like, "Good sons, traveler," and I went, "Ah, yeah, good sons." And he went, oh God, what was it? Are you scavenging for any parts or something? Or no, he went, what parts do you hail from? And I went, oh, we come from an even hotter planet that has 9 suns and 2 of them are always fighting. And he just looked at me for a second and then kind of went quiet. And he went, I haven't been to that system. And I just kept
thought
ranting
you were
about
another
stupid
cast
shit.
member that he hadn't gotten the memo.
I don't
he hadn't
know.
gotten the new script.
I just kept ranting about stupid shit off the top of my head, and he just had no idea what to do. And I was like, all right.
He didn't have no idea what to do. He just loosely Dungeons and Dragons with you.
Yeah, I
As
thought
he
that was the
walked
whole point. Isn't that
alongside
the
you.
whole point of them being in character? You kind of do a little whatever.
I don't know. I see it for kids. Like I see that being cool
Yeah.
for kids. Like, oh, the space janitor talked about suns. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's
But as
like
a
if
fucking
you have a little
28-year-old man.
kid, it's so she can be happy and say, oh, I took a photo with the real Darth Vader. But when you're an adult, I assume he's thinking, dude, you're an adult. Leave me the fuck alone. Come back if you have a
Exactly.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to the kids. Don't talk to sons about with me.
Yeah, I don't know why he sought me out. Like, I don't look like a little kid, do I?
Chosen
Maybe he
one.
was hitting on me.
He sought you out.
Well, he picked me to talk
The
to out of
prophecy
everyone in
has
that
foretold
crowd.
me.
He was probably talking to a kid and you barged through the kid and started talking to him
Plowed him
about
down.
fighting sons.
Oh, space janitor, talk to me.
It's my turn.
I'm like the fucking full-grown adult in the line to sit with Santa Claus.
Oh. They should have made a brony world. That would have been the most financially just.
You could
decision
smell that
they could
bark
have
from
made.
other states.
That would have been unironically, I think a furry, all-encompassing furry kingdom would be a massive hit. Like a brick and mortar furry kingdom would be huge.
It'd be full of diapers
furry
within,
one,
like,
absolutely.
It'd be
Before
disgusting.
midday.
I think no matter what time of day, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
think
be
it'd be
huge. It would
disgusting.
be, it would be, but you would have the advantage of it being open air, so it wouldn't be the usual furry convention stench, where they're all huddled up in a fucking room. Ugh, God.
Pissing in
How would
ball
you even
pits.
tell the staff apart from the usual furries? Everyone would be wearing their stupid outfits.
Oh God, you're
The
right.
liability you'd have there would be nuts, though, because everyone would be dying of heat stroke at Furry Kingdom because they'd all be in costume.
Oh yeah.
No. Charlie, they have tech that Disney doesn't even have yet. They have these ventilated fursuits that you all buy for like $10,000. You guys build yourselves gaming computers. These guys buy themselves fursuits, okay? They get the special tech liquid-cooled helmets with the voice changers and shit. They're light years ahead of Edge of Galaxy or whatever the hell you went to. These guys know what they're doing. I would take some of the top furries and just hire them to make a theme park. I think that's a great investment. Of course, no animals allowed. We're not gonna fund the bill for dog rape, but just shove them all in there, have them pay for a ticket, and they can go to town. I don't care what they do to each other. Give them a couple of rides.
Kaya, you just want to host a
Give them
furry
some
orgy.
moof juice.
Free move juice with every ticket.
Just come.
Oh, give it woof juice.
Ooh, woo juice.
No, woof, though, because it rhymes. So we'd have a nice tie-in.
Yeah, woof woof. The uvu juice we can give the Lolicon Park.
There
I guess
you
if
go.
you open that one up.
Yeah, just degenerate
become-
Disney
Oh, yeah,
Kingdom.
what's our fucking park going to be called? The Seven Circles of Hell? Jesus, why are we fucking targeting all these degenerates?
The park's official name is.
So
This
what I'm
Place
thinking
Not
is,
Fun.
we create something like Westworld and Shogun World, like Dr. Ford, but our worlds are all geared towards the absolute degenerate scum of the planet. Because there's a lot of people like that, and they have a lot of money. Dude,
There's just furry
again,
conventions in general.
Furry conventions sometimes are wholesome stuff where they just talk about cartoons. What we'd do is be like straight degeneracy.
This is the fuck
that's just a
room.
convention, though. They don't have rides, they don't have restaurants, all of that stuff. We need to give them a little small town where they can act out their
All right, so what's
degenerate fantasies.
what's our furry park themed ride? Is it just like a bad dragon dildo they share in
Oh,
a
fuck
line?
rides. No, we don't need rides.
machines.
The rides
Yeah, we
will,
do.
I mean, the park, no, we don't. The park is enough. Just giving them a place to always go and hang out, that's plenty, and that saves us money.
Oh,
And what's the
I
difference
wanted
between
to
that and
have
a-
a little ride, a little